Hello, everyone. Thank you, Caption Ninja, for capturing that countdown from 6. We are the Lost Caravan RPG. We do one-shots, we do mini-series, we do long-running campaigns. If it's TTRPG, we pretty much do it all. Today, whatever it might be, we are playing a game called Fear of the Unknown. It is a zero prep horror mystery adventure. It has those kind of the similar powered by the apocalypse mechanics where everyone has moves that they can use, but it's just a lot of fun. We'll dive into the mechanics, but before we do that, we have just a few announcements to go through. First being we have two sponsors for tonight's stream. That is HeroForge.com, which is where you can go to make really cool miniature models for all of your, tabletop RPG games that you play at home. From fantasy to sci-fi to post-apocalyptic to modern day, they have tons and tons of different outfits and weapons and all that kind of good stuff. Their sponsor is Epidemic Sound, which is what we use to get all of our royalty-free sounds and sound effects. That's not the case today, because today we have music that was given to us by the creators of this game, which is so very cool. And we're so grateful that they reached out to us and wanted us to play it. And hopefully, I know we're going to have fun. I know it's going to be entertaining, but hopefully you all have fun. And so we do have a website now. That is lostcaravanrpg.com, where you can go and get some of our super cool merch, which again, I'm not wearing because I always wear it and it's always in the wash. Whenever I go to stream, I never think about it. But we have shirts and coffee cups, and we're adding tons. We have tons of new merch in the works, but it's all very cool. And everything you buy goes to support us. Love you for it. Also, if you missed any of our streams, you can check them out on our YouTube channel. That is, I will post a link because it's not down below. It should be, but I'll fix that eventually. But yeah, every single one of our games goes onto our YouTube channel. So if you miss anything, see it all here. There we go. All right, that's enough out of me. I am going to pass it on over to my lovely cast and crew that I have in front of us to tell you who they are and who they're playing tonight. So clockwise, starting from me, which is starting with Taylor.
Hello, I am Taylor, or at _potato_ wherever on the internet we all exist these days. But yeah, you can find me playing a lot of fun things here in like the next 2 weeks too, so can't get rid of me. And over on High Shelf Collective and Apochromatic Unlimited, so come hang out, check all those fun things. And today, I'm going to be playing Jeannie Belmont. The cool aunt of the town. So I've decided is the vibe.
Cool aunt of the Belmont family. They all went to slay vampires, but Jeannie decided to move to the Midwest.
Not me. Yeah. I mean, who wants to mess with vampires, you know?
All right, over to Anna.
I am Anna, they, them, and you can find me pretty much anywhere on the internet as Peculiar Planets. And today I will be playing Noah Smith, a Dutch runaway who ran away from a pretty dark-ish past. But whether we'll or not we'll find out about that, that's up to how the story goes.
Very cool. Down to Neb.
Hello, my name is Neb. You can find me on Twitter at a saxophone or on TikTok where I make TTRPG goofs and gaffs and ideas as lesser known cryptid. And today I'll be playing Dr. Victor Earle, the town doctor, if that isn't evident by the doctor in his name. And yeah, I know, it's pretty surprising. And he seems like a pretty nice guy, pretty upfront man, perhaps hiding some things, we shall see.
Yeah. Do you play the saxophone?
I do not. I play other instruments, but never the saxophone.
I played
never the saxophone.
Played the sax for like 10 years. Anyways, over to Scott.
Hi, my name is Scott. I don't do tons of internet stuff other than being on Discord and playing video games all the time. but I'm having a lot of fun joining in with the Lost Caravan. I hope to be on more things going forward. Otherwise, if you live in the Greater Twin Cities area in Minnesota, you should look up Bumbling Fool's Mead, because that is the thing that I do, is make alcohol. And tonight I will be playing Walter Tall. I had to glance at the Twitch stream. Walter Tall, who owns the local gas station and mechanic shop. He's a very handsome man, yeah, we'll see how things go for this strange individual, or weirdly normal in comparison to the other ones so far, I guess.
How am I the normal one? How did this happen? All right, and of course, I'm Andrew, your Games Master for today, and for most days around here. Although you are going to see a bunch of friendly faces behind the GM's chair in the coming weeks, because we got a bunch of great people that want to tell a bunch of great stories, and I'm here to support it. All right. I think we can just dive on in. Our story is going to begin by computer beeping at me. Not with character introductions, not on a bright sunny day, but at midnight, at a back alley, middle of nowhere town of Coast Mill, as an innocent victim strolls through the street. Innocent as you might believe. Unbeknownst, they have been followed. Don't know by who or by what, and yet, hand down, watch them anxiously looking over their shoulder. The more they walk, the more anxious they seem to get. Up until that anxiety finally takes over and they whip around, shouting, "Who's there?" All of the nearby witnesses would have differing accounts of what exactly happened, what they saw, what they heard. The only thing that we know for sure is that come the morning light, the town of Coast Mill had one less inhabitant. In fact, not even a body to find. With that, I'm gonna roll D6. You know what? I'm gonna roll D4. That makes more sense, because there's 4 of you.
You sure?
My math does seem to check out. I'll double check it later, but I'm pretty positive.
Alright.
That's a 2. Noah. On these early morning hours, what would Noah be doing? Or is Noah even an early riser?
Yeah, no, he would. He's not that much of an early riser, but he also doesn't like to sleep in. So he usually, when he's woken up, he has his breakfast and his coffee, and then goes out for a little morning stroll, just through the town, taking the fresh sea air, and yeah, it's usually his morning routine.
Get a short description for Noah.
Yes, so Noah is a youngish man in his late 20s. White, has a brown, short, curly hair and blue eyes, and he's pretty kind of like business casually dressed. Like it's not super sharp, but also it's not like very loose. And he has a pretty relaxed attitude about him, especially in the morning. There's, it's part of his morning routine, so there's nothing really that he expects to be different this morning.
Absolutely. As you are out for your morning run, you'd see local sheriff cars all kind of blocking main thoroughfare through town. There's people gathered around. Looks like the sheriffs are talking with people, interviews, and one of the alleyways in between local bar and local bowling alley has been taped off.
Alright, so encountering that, Noah's obviously curious as to what has happened. And just walks up to kind of like try and see if he can see something from a distance, like sort of disaster tourist try and gather around a certain crime scene to get a glimpse of what he's trying to do without trying to, actively be involved.
What little you can see of the alleyway, it is coated in blood. Like someone took a bucket of red paint and just went to town.
Right. Yeah, so seeing that, not a great thing to see first thing in the morning. Very sets the tone for the rest of the day. And I guess I feel like he would first back away, walk away, and then his curiosity gets the better of him, so he backtracks and walks up to one of the sheriffs and asks, "What's happened here?"
We need to step back, all right? We think there was a crime committed here. Right?
I mean,
Ernie, there was a... Yeah, we think there was a crime committed here. It's a very serious police matter.
You think there was a crime?
I was gonna say you think there is a lot of blood. Unless there's a butcher that emptied their buckets, but okay. He's just kind of like confused. He just sort of steps back again and like kind of like what? But yeah.
Noah, as you are getting this very confusing answer from the local law enforcement, that's a 2 again. A 3. Screen order is going to bring us to Dr. Victor. What you be doing this morning?
Well, Dr. Earl would have been up fairly early, because you never know when disaster or emergency could strike, and being the doctor of the town would have headed to wherever he runs his practice and be setting up for the morning. Not doing too much.
Get a brief character description.
Yes, so Dr. Earl is in his 30s. He is a fairly tall white man around the kind of facial hair that I have drawn onto myself. Stronger, more square face, and some muscle on him, like somebody who once might have been an athlete and hasn't quite lost all of that yet.
Well, you're driving or walking?
Driving.
And as you get about the center of town, you'd see a small traffic pileup starting to occur as Fire Street is cordoned off, and looks like there's even police tape stretched across one of the alleyways.
Seeing this, I would probably find a place to deposit my car that isn't just in the middle of the street and head over, in case something's wrong or somebody needs help.
You'd overhear conversation with Noah, the local sheriffs, of, we think there's been a crime here, so something has happened. But no matter what people are shouting, no matter what answers the sheriffs give, it's pretty clear that they have no idea what happened. They are just trying to keep people away, keep people calm, and are failing pretty much at both.
And I'd imagine he sees the blood.
Oh, yeah. Literal buckets.
And it doesn't faze him very much as it just concerns him. He'll kind of butt into the conversation going on and just, is anyone injured?
We're not really sure. No one's injured. Because there's no body. Maybe somewhere else someone's injured.
I mean, I consider myself a professional, and normally when you have this much blood, it's hard to just, that's out of your body, it's hard to just walk away from the scene.
We're not even sure this is human blood. It could be anything. The screams last night could have been anyone. We just don't. We don't want to jump to conclusions.
Right. Well, guess I'll keep my eye out for anyone or anything with a large gash and sickly demeanor.
Good. That's a good idea. And one. Jeannie. What would Jeannie be doing this early morning? I think you're muted.
I did the thing where I muted my mic, so we would be safe, and then I forgot I did that. Okay, so yeah, I think Jeannie maybe has like a house kind of further on the edge of town, like really like living that hippie life, though she's not the last living hippie because that is clearly her rival in this town. She's gotten up in the morning, made some teas, probably sitting on like her porch somewhere where there's like some sunshine, doing her little card pull, which I did, which is looking very interesting as she's sitting here staring at this, concerned as to what it means. And then probably walks into town. I think, just very much enjoying, probably barefoot. I feel like she's really grounding herself as well. Is just kind of taking a leisurely morning walk with her thermos of tea and feeling the grass as she gets into town. And she, other than currently being barefoot, is in general just kind of dressed very relaxed. I feel like, has to have the overall, probably every pocket of it is filled with, cards, sticks, other cups, like just anything that she finds that looks slightly interesting gets stuffed in a pocket. Plus then just what she needs. Yeah, all sorts of things. Is, probably like average height. Maybe we'll say similar hair where it's kind of that brown down to some sort of dyed color. I feel like maybe blue. Blue seems like a Jeannie color, but much more curly than my hair naturally is. And also some blue eyes, very strikingly similar to someone else in our crew, which is very interesting. And she walks.
Yeah. And
wide-eyed.
Speaking of, you would see two figures. It is a smaller town, so everyone kind of knows each other. But you would recognize the town doctor and Noah Smits as they are currently having a heated discussion with the local law enforcement. Street being blocked off, and by now, people that have started to gather around are so tightly packed in this circle that they're actually pushing back, this police barricade, and are just starting to swarm slowly towards this alleyway.
What we got going on here?
Could you step back? Could you get back behind the cars at least, please? Look, I don't know what's going on. You all need to go return to your homes or your businesses. Let the professionals handle this matter, all right? If it was a murder, which I'm not saying it is, we don't want anyone else get hurt.
Do I sense anything as I'm looking at this very clearly enough blood to kill a person scene?
It's kind of a peculiar absence of anything. Like, if there was this much pain and suffering and death that happened right there, you'd think you would feel something, but it's like a void of anything.
Honestly, I don't say this very frequently, but I do agree with this gentleman. This may or may not be something, but either way, I don't want to be around it.
Thank you. I said get back, and he'd immediately just turn and start trying to physically push people back behind the police cars. And then last but not least, Walter, as this commotion is starting to build. What will Walter be doing this morning?
Well, I got to my station, a little bit later. I'm not a super early riser, so you know the crowd and whatnot's already going, and I roll open the garage door, and the street is like jammed with vehicles and people, and my employees aren't here yet because I see them lingering in the group over there, and just like, what is? And so I wander over and, hey, excuse me, it's just what actually is happening over here? Kind of, you know, you're blocking literally everything. It'd be pretty good if we could, you know, get some people over here, you know, and all that. Walter Tall is average height, and he's got shorter hair and like and just kind of that like handsome scruffiness. Not like me, very chiseled jaw, kind of like the handsome from like the 1950s. You know, that like very stern looking jaw. Nice guy, but you know, he's got that harder, handsome cut face. And can we get some people, you know, moving on through? Just what's happening there, officer?
A familiar voice would just like butt itself through the crowd towards you. Oh, well, good morning, Walter. Yes,
Oh, Christ, where'd you come from?
I've been abreast of the situation from the beginning, so let me tell you what's happening. And
What an odd turn of phrase. Are people going to leave so my business can open, or?
it's not the sheriff that decided to answer you. It's your rival. Those home-baked pies, that nice grandma-like attitude that you know hides just some dark evil.
Are you insinuating that Gertrude blocked this road? How and why? I haven't even seen the blood yet. I'm just like at the edge of the crowd yelling in.
Gertrude just like steps out and just, you know, causes people just to start to back up. Like the two of you are about to enter this dance battle. Well, maybe if you woke up before noon, you'd have some idea of what was happening.
I'll tell you what, you raisiny old hussy. I get here when I need to, and my customers stay late. And, you know, sometimes the bread rises a little bit more when the sun is actually up. I'm just...
Late, you say? So you were up late last night, then? Interesting. Then perhaps you saw what happened. Maybe you could enlighten us all. And she just gestures towards the alleyway now that people are starting a little bit.
Oh, so I can finally see what's actually happening. Did you like make a mess over? I'm losing my accent. What is all that?
It's blood, dear.
Oh.
But I think you know more than you're letting on.
And this fella here says you're responsible?
No. I'm just keeping the peace. I'm just keeping the town settled. Isn't that right, Sheriff? And he just kind of looks at her, looks at you, and just wants nothing to do with it. Will just turn and start heading back towards his car.
Well, okay. Yeah, you know, I mean, I was here around the shop at about 8 or so, and then I headed home. I don't know what else to tell you there.
You don't have to tell me anything. But we should chat. We'll get together and talk. One day over tea.
Yes,
I'll bring one of my
break
pies.
some bread. Yes. Indeed.
The rest of the town
Lovely
would
one, you
start...
old tart.
rest of the
Sorry, I
town
said
would
you should
start
bring a tart.
to you know, disseminate. The police would actually move their vehicles. They do leave the alleyway cordoned off, but don't have any means of stopping people from going in there. It's literally two of
They've
them.
given up.
Yeah. And all that would be left would be the four of you.
As everybody is starting to leave, Victor would go over to Noah and just, you know, greet him and just like, "No, old boy, it's good to see you. Look, I'm kind of new to all this religious business. Does buckets of blood appearing randomly have any sort of significance?
See Noah think for a moment, trying to recall to the most of his knowledge if there's anything like that in any sort of the books that he's read or not anything.
Oh, absolutely.
And
blood is
and
everywhere in
yeah.
religious text.
Yeah, no, and he, after a moment of thought, he looks at the pictures like, you know, it could be anything if you know, there is obviously like red rivers are mentioned in text. That's usually a bad sign, but also the blood of slain animals. You know, the children of nature. There are many things related with blood, and whatever it was, whatever happened here, I'm sure that there is a logical explanation for it. I don't know the ways of, you know, the mother, but only time will tell what the significance of all of this is there. But usually, it's not a good sign.
The last time I saw this much blood out of a body, they didn't make it.
Yeah, I don't think whoever this came from made it, unless, like, you know, like I said, that maybe there was a butcher that had a bucket of pig's blood and threw it out, but I don't know. Like, GM, what kind of buildings are adjacent to the like in the alleyway?
Bar and like a very old-fashioned, very barely working bowling alley.
All right.
Well-
All right. Just looking at the two buildings. Well, unless someone decided to, you know, throw blood at aimed at either of these buildings. I don't know who the owners are, but well, I know the owner of the bar, but I don't know if anyone has anything against them. It could be coming from a person. It could be just coming from an animal, and someone is just throwing it on the wall. I don't know.
I like walk my way to the group at this point and just kind of check. Well, I'm just saying there's not a lot of bad energy happening there. So wherever this blood came from, it came from somewhere else. So at least we know no one was murdered exactly there.
Well,
Could be.
if we need to, I do have got some of the old cleaner back here that'll just take that right off the wall. Yeah,
Well, good morning, Walt.
it's good to see you, Jeannie.
Good morning. I mean, that's not. I mean, we're just civilians. It's not our job to clean it up, is it? We can interpret what happened. We can look at it, but it's not our job to clean it up.
Would assume because it's a crime scene, probably not. But I do think it's everybody's job to keep our community clean and happy. But in this certain
Yeah.
situation, we may get arrested for cleaning.
I mean, I did hear there were a lot of trees knocked down the other day. You know, maybe this is some sort of revenge. I don't know what's going on, but
Well, if we'd like, we can jump into the very first move of the game. In Fear of the Unknown, we have 3 basic moves. That is to investigate, face peril, and to encounter true horror. The story is moved forward by anyone choosing to investigate, at which point they will take certain tags from their characters town, and they will put them into the scene. I will get to choose negative tags to include that could potentially cause complications. And then we roll, powered by the Apocalypse style, 2d6, and the higher the result, better. Would any of you like to start investigating?
I think that while we are still here, I want to try to pull some of my good reputation in this town. You know, I'm the good doctor. I'm always here to help. And just ask if there's any chance I could peek at the scene and see if there's any sort of medical remains, anything left behind that maybe only a doctor would be able to recognize as, oh, this is a clear sign the blood is old, or it's recent, or anything forensic.
Okay. Yeah. So you are adding your reputation as positive.
I'm adding my reputation and my town doctor.
Beautiful. You can go up to 3 tags. So would anyone like to hop in and make assist by adding a 3rd tag?
Yeah.
Sure.
Maybe 'cause
Oh, go
Oh,
for it.
no, go.
No, yours is better.
I was saying I'm not by any means a doctor or understand any of that, but I am a very good listener and just knowledgeable in the town and the folklore and stuff itself. Could I maybe, while like the doctor's looking around, just kind of keep an ear out for anybody talking about like, oh well, I haven't seen Jimmy today or something, to maybe help point if we're looking for a person or something. I don't know if that would help in this particular situation, but
Yeah, I would say so. All right. What is the tag that you're adding?
I overhear things.
Beautiful.
Alright, so I'm rolling +3.
Yep. And I'm gonna add your hubris tag and the people. No, that's yeah. People take me seriously.
So does that add for us or take away?
Nothing.
Okay. I did not roll very well, but luckily I have the +3. So I got a 7.
7 total. So on a 7 to a 9, when you're investigating, in addition to the clue you get for hitting the number, you may choose one additional. You find an additional clue relevant to the question you're asking, ask a follow-up question, and then mark off this result. Or you find something useful during your investigation, in a temporary tag like the killer's weapon or keys to something, then you mark this off. And once you mark it off, it cannot be used again.
Ooh.
Until we recover it.
Yes. There are some options that can't be recovered, but yes.
Okay, so I think the question I would be asking here is, was anything left behind at this scene? And
You
I
want
think
an
it's
additional clue.
yeah. So I want an additional clue relevant to that question.
All right.
So I think we're pretty early on right now, and having more places to point us might be helpful.
Second, scrolling through the rules, this game is brand new to all of us.
Hey guys, did y'all know you can buy this on DriveThruRPG right now?
Oh yeah, I should probably
Oh,
post that
Vam!
link.
Oh, Vam! While we're looking for rules, the art is really cool.
So,
Partial.
Like really, the cover art.
yes, the whole book is absolutely beautiful. But yes,
Thank you.
as you starts going through the scene, starts looking for clues, anything you can find. Answer to your first clue, which was. So, can you reword it for me, just so I know specifically what the first thing that you after?
The first thing that I'm after is there anything forensically about the scene of the crime that can give me information?
The second one, did they leave anything?
Yeah, or did they leave purposefully, accidentally? Is anything still here?
To answer your first question, your first clue would be that there's more than one person's blood here. To answer your second question, it does not look like whoever was here left voluntarily. There are drag marks. So, Dr. Victor Earl, would you paint this scene for us as you start investigating the blood?
Painted in blood.
Yes, he pulls out a paintbrush. This is a beautiful crimson. So he quickly goes over and pulls one of the law enforcement aside, and it's just like, hey, look, I've seen some stuff in my time, and I think I could maybe lend an eye here that, it won't get to me, I promise. and he's ushered past the tape.
Oh, yeah.
And
They are more than happy to let you through. Basically, the moment you're willing to take over, you can see that, oh, thank God. And then he just turns, gets in the car, and starts driving off.
And he kind of comes through a bit reluctant to step in anything, trying his best to avoid that as he's wearing fairly nice shoes, and comes over and kneels in front of the wall and just looks at it closely and takes a little, like, handkerchief out of a pocket and dabs some of it to see if it's dry, wet. And he's doing things like this. He's poking around. You see he comes to the ground, and when he sees the drag marks, he pauses for a moment and just looks down the alleyway, trying to picture what direction was being pulled, what kind of position was somebody in to leave these marks, just very analytically turning the scene over in his mind. And he turns back around and he says, "It seems like there was some sort of a struggle here, more than one person, and nobody wanted to leave. I wonder if there's a trail left behind." And he'll go and start trying to follow the drag marks and see if it just lifts off into nothingness or if there's anything he can follow. And he'll invite everyone else, if they're willing, to step through.
Anyone not following?
I'm not following. I want to go into the bar, ask around if it's open this hour.
It's a bar in a small town. Of course it's open.
Right. Yeah, I would like to investigate there, but I don't know which one.
Well, those of you that kind of step into this alleyway, following it, and then following the drag mark, you'd see that they do lead back behind both of these structures. Lead to a set of tire marks. They look like they're from a larger vehicle. Then that blood trail disappeared.
Turn towards Walt. Cars. Not my area.
So, yeah, I think Walt, can I do an investigate as well? Right at this moment on the car or on the tracks that you said?
I mean, if you want to just name the vehicle, by all means. But if you want to like do some deeper investigating into like where this car may have come from, like who may be the owner, we can absolutely do that too.
Yeah, I actually have eidetic memory, and so I was wondering like if I recognize the wear of the tire tracks here as, you know, so and so because they just had their tires replaced or something.
We will jump to that. I do want to first jump over to Noah. As your... I don't want to call them companions, but your neighbors in this town, in this investigation, have walked off through the bloody alley. So to turn and head towards the bar.
Right. I want to investigate here and use my tag bar darts champion because I come here a lot. And I would know a lot of people here, and I'm trying to find out if not only the bar owner, but everyone who works here and everyone who would be present at this hour might have seen something.
Absolutely. So you're adding just one tag.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. That's what I can think. Yeah.
Okay.
That would.
I'm gonna add the negative tag of people don't take me seriously. Jeannie and Victor, the two of you can add a point of humanity because I use one of your negative tags, and Noah, you can add a point of humanity.
I do want to add that probably more than likely I did not follow down the bloody alley as I am still barefoot and I have limits. So I think instead I may be sitting in like the town square on like a bench just pulling pieces of notes out of my overalls and trying to, because I'm a local folklore expert, trying to find some patterns in this weird shit because patterns are always weird in towns while this is all happening.
All right, Noah.
I rolled a 7 + 1, so that's an 8.
Yeah. you have the same options. There, ask a follow-up question, or you'll find something.
I'll find something useful.
All right. So, to answer your first question, walking into the bar, you'd of course be greeted. Ruthie behind the bar, who's still cleaning up, getting everything set out for the day, just hears the bell go off, sees you walk in. Oh, hey there, Noah.
Hi.
Some awful business going on out there.
Yeah, it doesn't look good. Hey, have you seen anything yesterday, or anyone who comes here? Have they seen anything weird going on?
I see weird stuff all the time. Got a bunch of
Inside
characters in this town.
Yeah. Just anything out of the out of the ordinary, like any particularly shady characters coming in yesterday, or someone maybe look a little bit scared, or looking like they're trying to seek refuge, or
When Scared came by, but
Garrett.
of course I was doing inventory when this whole murder thing might have happened. But
You think it's murder?
I mean, the busboy was out here cleaning tables and whatnot, so she just like leans over the counter, waits for a few moments, doesn't see anything. Wade, out here. Like a 19-year-old kid just comes out from behind in the back. Yeah, what's up? You see anything out here last night? You know what? I'm gonna let you talk to Wade. I gotta finish getting everything ready. If you don't mind.
I don't mind. By all means, go ahead, and I'll turn to Wade. Be like, hey, did you see anything? I mean, did you even see what's going on outside?
No, I was just working. Then I went home. Did something happen last night? I don't even think anything happened.
I mean, have you stepped outside?
Yes.
There is a lot of blood on the wall.
No, I think that's paint. I think there was a paint explosion.
Paint explosion?
I mean, I don't know what happens. I'm just guessing, or something.
There's police outside investigating. They think it's blood.
No, it's definitely not blood. No, it's.
How do you know?
Oh, I'm just guessing. It just makes sense that it wouldn't be blood. I got a lot of work to do today.
Hang on. You're sure it's blood, but you're also guessing. Are you sure it's paint, but you're also guessing?
I mean, it just makes sense, right? Right?
Why would anyone want to throw paint at the bar?
It's an art thing, right? Like they wanted to sound pretty. Look, I got a lot of work to do. I got dishes to clean.
Those dishes can wait. Hang on. And you see him just kind of, because he's obviously not a cop or anything, he never normally really does this. He's just trying to do whatever he can to help, and he's kind of confused, like, that's suspicious, but also like, what do I do with that? Kind of conflicted for a moment, and then I'll just say, like, are you sure I didn't see anything? You can tell me. I'm not gonna tell the cops, and I'm just doing this of my own, my own free will.
All right, and he like waits for Ruthie to disappear.
Mm-hmm.
You really can't tell anyone. All right.
I won't.
When I was cleaning up last night, some guy came in. He just handed me an envelope, had a bunch of money in it, and he said, "Go disappear for like an hour." So I left, and by the time I came back, I guess whatever happened happened.
What did the guy look like?
What's that old guy from what's that old movie? X-Files? Whatever that old guy's name was.
Oh, yeah, no, I get. Yeah, I know. Okay.
Kind of like that.
Okay. Have you seen him before?
Oh,
Huh. And he just came to you specifically and handed you the money and then left.
yeah. And I left right after.
Okay, and no one else was present here.
Not in bar, no.
Where's the money?
Why?
Just it might have fingerprints on it.
Yeah, my fingerprints.
Well, okay, that's fair. That's a fair point. But have you opened it?
Of course I did. I counted it. Give me $500.
Okay. Can I see the envelope for a second? I'm not gonna take the money. Don't worry. You can keep the money.
He'll like reach into his pocket, and you can see he's like pulling the money out of the envelope before he hands it to you.
Right. Yeah. So I'm gonna take the envelope. Is there like, sometimes you've got envelopes that are like a little, special or come from a certain store. If there's like any writing on it, or like maybe maybe not even writing, but if it's been under something, you have like imprints of a pen or anything on there, or just anything about the envelope that.
It feels oddly thick for paper, almost a little bit waxy to the touch.
Okay. I just like hold it up and to be like, "Can I keep this envelope?"
Yeah, I don't care.
All right.
One
No.
less thing that incriminates me.
When he says that, you see Noah consider his life for a second, and then just be like, "All right, if you remember anything, you know me. I'm here almost every night. Just let me know, okay?"
Yeah, we'll do.
All right, and then don't forget to water the plants, because I know what you did last time. You let the one in the corner there die.
That's not fake.
No, it's got brown leaves.
I thought it was fake.
Yeah, I mean now it's dead, so it's pretty much the same as fake. Just water the plants, okay?
Okay.
All right, and he'll just like go like and like head out and go find the others.
While that's happening, Dr. Victor and Walter, two of you are standing back behind the bar, staring at the tire tracks. Walter, are there any tags that you?
Would you do me a favor and re-describe what we're looking at? I had a bit of ADD before, and all I heard was tire tracks. I missed kind of the whole connection.
From the alleyway, as the two of you walked down it, you saw that there were drag marks that led kind of off back further behind the buildings. And those drag marks came to a set of tire tracks and stopped.
Got it. Yeah, I'll see if I can figure out like the direction the tire tracks are going, and also if I can suss anything out from the exact tires or anything like that. So lost my dice. There they are. I would like to use mechanic and eidetic memory.
Okay. Dr. Victor, Dr. Earl, sorry, you didn't go to medical school for me to use your first name.
Oh, I'm hurt, honestly.
Is there anything you'd like to add to this?
Because I am the town doctor, maybe I've seen a lot of people's cars as they come to my clinic.
Yeah, I would say so.
So just like as he starts putting things together, if he starts being like, this is clearly a Toyota Ranger, I don't know cars, then maybe I can like assist by being like, oh, I've seen one of those around.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, Walter, if you just want to roll 2d6 and add 3.
Okay, no negatives?
No, I think you're pretty safe.
Good. Great, because that makes it a total of 7. So,
That's good.
We're rolling hot today.
You're still rolling the bare minimum of what you need. Yeah, you have the same options. Either
my middle
asking an
name.
additional question or finding something.
Well, I feel like my first question should be like, what kind of car or whose car is this? Even though you said I can just name it, I feel like, and I think I'd like to find something useful. If we haven't used that one.
You would recognize these tracks just judging off of all the vehicles worked on, and even finding, like a scrape of paint along one of the walls where they just clipped the building. It's this bright blue, which isn't a super common color. You know that there's a fairly more eccentric individual bought out different properties around the edge of town. Individual named Doyle Hinkleman.
That's a name.
I already don't like him.
Hinkleman.
Okay.
But yeah. As far as what you find in this scene, I'll let you describe.
All right. Oh, so unless I miss my guess, which I kind of doubt, pretty sure this is Hinkleman's Pinto. You can tell by the
He's a Pinto.
like mint condition, but it's a Pinto. Yeah, you can tell by the bit of paint there. And the tire marks, you see how they're only going laterally. The old Pinto tires, they didn't have the horizontal lines yet. Made for real shit traction. But
Probably why he scraped the wall.
probably.
Ooh. I'm gonna add a negative tag to the town right now and say that we're just post rainstorm. It's really muddy.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Wait, that's
Oh,
right.
my
We can
feet
use
are so gross.
Can
Baked
we
in mud.
invoke the town tags?
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
That's right. What are the? Can you throw those in the chat?
I
if you
just
haven't
did.
already. Beautiful. Gosh, you're so good. Beautiful. Thank you.
So
Sorry,
is Hinkleman a local or is he a?
Oh, I mean,
tourist?
he's lived here for a couple years, but he's not from this town.
Yeah, I remember when he got here because he first came in and managed to break an arm somehow, which kind of strange because there's not much to do around here.
did it happen while he was moving, or something? Moving in. I can't really see him carrying many boxes up and downstairs though.
I don't ask many questions. I just kind of do my
Stitch
job.
folk up.
Yeah.
That's fair. Where is his accent going? I just have no idea. Oh goodness.
Oh goodness.
Someone put a chain on me. I don't know where I'm off to. Oh boy. And then did I find anything?
If you have an idea of what you'd like to find, by all means. If not, I have some suggestions.
Yeah, hit me with it.
You would find a set of keys.
Dang, okay. I wasn't gonna wish that high, but all right.
Yeah, dream big.
That whopping 7. Hey Earl, look at that and that bit of mud there. Do you see that shiny bit?
Probably fell out of whoever was being dragged across the ground.
I would assume. I imagine it's not the Pinto keys, so
That would be a bit of a logistical nightmare.
I can't see him hot wiring his own car. But he is a weirdo, so who knows?
Well, he's never
Or-
come in with burn marks or anything electrical.
Well, I assume we sort of lose the tire tracks after a bit. So
Once it hits the main street.
yeah, it just kind of kicks off and then heads. I mean, we could head up to his house if you want to, but I'm not sure if we have much of anything other than kicking the door down and being like, "Hey, who'd you drain?" I mean, someone got their oil changed over there, and it's all over the walls. So I mean, I don't know what other verb to use here.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what could have created that much blood, and
I mean, people,
obviously
but,
major arteries, but you would assume that if something like that happened, there wouldn't be much of a person left. And the fact that there's multiple people's blood there,
you know how many
implied there was
multiples?
at
'Cause,
least
like,
2.
If it's like 14, it's maybe not all that much blood from each one.
If there were 14, I feel like I probably would have gotten a house call last night. At least one of those people would have turned up.
Well, what if it's a blood cult? Everybody just, lets a little bit and smear it on the wall, and they're not going to call the doctor if it was an intentional thing. And maybe one of them is what's the word? Hemorrhoid,
Hemorrhage?
no, the one where they can't clot.
Hemophiliac?
I
Yeah.
naturally a
Hemophiliac.
hemophiliac.
I feel
Yeah,
like
and they
Jeannie
just-
yells that from down the alley.
Put
Hemophilia.
your shit together.
I don't want to step on that. It's real gross in there.
And they just passed out a bit, and they had to drag them out, drop their keys. I'm just making stuff up right now. I mean, it's better than thinking that, I don't know, someone had a paint explosion back here. I mean, that would just be ridiculous.
I don't know who would possibly assume that.
Oh, silly people.
But no, well, nobody. Here's the thing. I'm a doctor.
You've mentioned.
If somebody's injured, they will normally come to me. If 2 people were injured here, and it was some sort of scuffle where they were maybe fighting back, it would make sense why that person would not come to me with their injury.
Unless, do we know of anyone else in town who has any, not the esteemed university training that you do, but maybe a military medic, somebody who does, I've seen in those shows, where they if somebody gets a bullet wound from a gang fight or something, they go to, the guy under the bridge who fixes them up.
My thoughts exactly. Is there anywhere else around here that somebody might have gone if they were injured?
Mm.
I mean, I don't really keep track of other things because I consider myself the best of the best, and I don't deal with the rabble, but...
Mm-hmm. Yes, I've heard you say. Well, let me think here. Can we make something up, or do you want,
Please do.
Well, I do know that, old Frank, he used to be in the military.
It was in the service.
I don't know as if I'd trust him too much with wounds these days. He's getting pretty old, and he's got a little bit of that shake happening. But I guess if you're in a pinch,
And he's pretty well known around here too, so
well, yeah, he makes himself pretty well known.
getting drunk that much.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess
He keeps challenging Smits to darts, doesn't he? Maybe Smits knows him.
we can stop by and see if anybody's been calling on him for wounds.
Yeah. Oh, or we could check the local vet clinic.
Could be.
I mean,
interesting.
horses have lots of blood.
It's true. Horses have blood.
I know this from experience.
We learned that in
I mean,
first
no.
year medical school, actually.
Learned that in first year mechanic school too.
What?
We got to change the air filter in
In the horse.
in the horse. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Well, let's see what everyone else is up to. Maybe they've found something interesting.
Jeannie, I assume that you're close enough to overhear this.
Yeah, like I said, I'm just sitting and just kind of going through different journals and things, trying to see if there's any weird stories of, every 10 years on a full moon, someone gets murdered.
Oh, hey.
Something
Hey,
wild.
Jeannie over there, come and see what we look and let us tell you all about our thinkings.
All right, I'm gonna run over to the shop real quick. I need to get me some tennis shoes, and then I'm there. And run
Tennis
across the
shoes?
street, slip on some shoes, so they're back there. Yeah, I don't want some mysterious people's blood on my feet. It's a little too grounded for me. I would be concerned what the ramifications of that touching me would be.
Oh, I've got some of those little booty things. We give them to some of the customers if we have to bring them into the shop. And he pulls out a couple of those little stretchy, but they're like used and real gross, covered in grease. And he's like,
Oh, it's fine. These boots are real
I have
thick. I can just
medical
hose 'em off.
gloves.
Oh, that's smart. Okay, I will take those just in case. I don't plan on touching anything unless we
I have-
need to. Oh,
I have welding gloves.
should looking around. Where are the cops?
Gone. They booked it the moment anyone else started to take over this investigation. They said, "It's yours. I'm out."
Are you looking for something, Jeannie, to touch? Was that for your medium stuff?
Because I wasn't originally. I'm not getting much here, which is very weird. It's like a block. So I don't know if it's gonna even do me any good. But maybe if I physically touch something. But
Hey,
I like to
Earl,
think she's
why
a germaphobe as well, though. So she's like, but then you have to touch someone's blood.
Earl, why don't you hand her the keys we found? I mean, they're covered in mud, but that mud's a bit better than blood. It
Yeah,
grinds,
maybe you
though.
can sense something through connection.
It's at least 2 letters off. That's a dumb joke.
Then yeah, I think yeah, I'll take these mysterious keys and try to get some sort of vibe on feelings that happened near it in the last 24 hours, maybe any sort of imprint of a person. I'm really trying to see who had these keys.
And I will try to assist by describing some of the scene that I was putting together forensically. Somebody seemed to have been dragged with arms under their forearms, feet kicking into the dirt. You could kind of see the shoe marks.
I'm handsome.
It's just
Just
good
inspi-
things
just-
to look at.
I'll just
Say-
flex.
Yeah. You got
Oh,
this.
don't do that.
All
One
right.
of these days, I'm gonna make you my fourth husband if you keep flexing like that.
Aw, I'm gonna bake you a pie.
Can I maybe at this time I might have caught up and also I have the envelope walking out I've got something, and then seeing Jeannie with the keys and oh, maybe if you hold this is what someone shady handed this to Wade. If you hold this, maybe it will be double the thing. 'Cause I feel like I know Jeannie. I've seen her hold shit before and then do stuff with it. So
Yeah, none of us ever hold things, so
You just immediately
There
hold
you
this.
know it.
against
No,
the religion.
yeah,
I
That's why I have
perform-
so many pockets.
I
Yeah, but
perform
you
my
hold it like
surgeries with
this.
telepathy. I just sit there and
Oh,
do this,
whoa,
and
no
the scalpels start moving.
I
I
teach telepathy in first year mechanics school, too.
I feel like Jeannie just holds things with specific sort of focus, and then Noah's oh, she's doing things with stuff. It's kind of like that. So he'll hand over the envelope to her for that.
I'm gonna throw in your negative tag of someone saw me commit a crime.
Uh-oh.
You have +3 to this.
Uh-oh. Whose things
also-
am I holding?
Yeah, and
Okay.
also like while you're holding thing, I'll describe what Wade told me about the envelope and like the
Yeah,
X-Files
so
character.
I'm gonna
or whatever.
listen. I've got maybe would local folklore help me in this? Maybe help identify some of the visions I could possibly see. Plus, then obviously my mediumship.
I mean, from Victor's help and Noah's help and your own tag, whatever you're adding, that's gonna put you at your max of 3.
At the 3? Okay, perfect. So 2d6 plus 3. Oh, that's so good. That's 11 on the die. So they're at 14.
14.
I can math.
Well, it only goes up to a 10 plus, so I think you're good. Scrolling
cool.
down on a 10 plus. In addition to the clue you get for hitting the number, they choose 1. Find something useful and gain a wild tag such as shotgun or blackmail or fragment of an elder sign. Mark this off, or you find an additional clue. Ask a follow-up question or question about something else and mark it off.
Ooh. Okay. Do we want a clue or do we want something to use against these people? But what would the tag be?
I'd have ideas if
Yeah, give me your ideas.
I would say that not only would you be able to identify who owns these keys, you'd know where they live, the vehicle they drove, where they worked, and you'd have access to basically anything of this person's with.
Am I getting the vibe that this key's from a victim or from the perpetrator?
These are from the victim.
Okay.
I'll even answer your. Sorry. What is your question about it?
Yeah, I think I just want to know who. I'm trying to get a good idea of who. So then maybe with that, the tag having something along the blackmail lines, like something of theirs that can help us in identifying this other individual or getting an upper hand on them, I guess.
They belong to one of the town's older residents, an individual, Rick Migori, Mcorry. And
You said Rick?
Rick.
First name?
But weirdly enough, you are feeling loss and death from keys, but not recently. Like from years ago. Which is ridiculous because you have all seen Rick multiple times within the past couple years.
I think, yeah, eyes closed, really focusing, like that very creepy, like monotoned kind of like in a trance kind of voice. She's repeating these things out loud to everybody. Anything from the envelope?
Get a lot of anger from the enemy. Just strength and deception. Anger.
Deception, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Take it off. Well,
Rick McGorry.
maybe we go to Mr. McGorry's home and check in. That seems like, oh, I just went Southern. I'm losing my accent too. That seems like the best option.
That's why I
honestly.
chose a Dutch character, so I don't have to change my accent.
I mean, I'm from Minnesota too. I'm struggling to keep it.
Right. No, yeah, we should definitely check in. When's the last time we saw Rick?
Within the past week. With some of you, maybe in the past couple days. Maybe he even came by the auto body shop and had his car looked at.
Yeah, I waved to him from next door.
Yeah.
Pretty good night. Yeah, good.
So I'm at the bar. He tried to challenge me. Obviously, he lost.
Yes, we will head over to his home.
Should have added.
I think that would probably be the best plan or start and make sure everything's all right.
Would like to lead this investigation. Throwing in the tag of Rick's house.
Oh, I think I can take point. Rick and I have had a few nice discussions and whatnot, and I'm concerned for the old bloke. Old
Right.
bloke? That's definitely a Midwestern term now.
Yep.
Don't you know?
Oh boy.
It is in
Any
Coast Mill.
Hey, he lives over the pond there.
Coast Mill. I forgot that was the name right there. Yeah, are there any of your tags that you'd like to add?
We don't know anything about Rick yet, right? We haven't established a ton of stuff about Rick. I would like to tag my collects strange fetishes, because I'm gonna say that Rick also does that.
Okay.
If that's cool. Like, we just had conversations about that kind of stuff, we share whatnots. And also my wild tag of people feel sorry for me. He might be my friend because no one else is.
Oh god.
As we are leaving this part of town, I do stop by the shop because I'm gonna put on real shoes, grab my socks, do all those fun things. But I also forgot about one of my positive tags. That's my scary snake. So I feel like I probably fed them on my way, and then now I'm just and grab. I feel like I have another pocket that he likes to chill in, just his little head sticking out, just in case.
You gotta poop that snoot.
Yeah, you gotta put that snoot.
Noah's absolutely obsessed with the snake and wants to hold it.
Of course. No, listen. I think it's probably because it is a scary snake. I think it's just solid black. No one really knows at a glance what it is and or if it's venomous or anything. It's just a sweet little guy. I've named him Ori.
All creatures of nature are perfect. Just holding it and just eventually handing it back.
I'm gonna
May I
give
oh, go ahead.
I'm gonna give everyone a negative tag right now of Gertrude saw you at the crime scene.
Of course she did. Just always watching.
With my last thing, did we get any sort of useful tag, or are we just going off of clue?
You have the tag of you have Rick's keys. So Rick's business, home, car, garage, shed out back, whatever belongs to him, you have access to.
And with that, if we're gonna go try to find Rick at his house or whatnot, I think I'd like to change the tag "People Feel Sorry for Me" to his keys, because I want to actually be friends with him.
Yeah. Well, that is a wild tag.
Yeah, I mean, you can go ahead and invoke it, but I don't want to invoke that one myself.
So,
are we going? Is that the party decision? We're going to Rick's, or do we? Since we have his keys to everything, do we want to go break and enter somewhere?
No, the
Do
house
you know
sounds
Gertrude saw us, or is this just
oh yeah,
the
like
world.
as you all are starting to leave, you just see her standing in her window, just staring.
Nibbling on her stale
I-
cookies.
I just look over and I mouth to her, "How's that hip treating you?"
Yeah, Gertrude.
No, it just waves and just try,
Yeah,
just,
I feel like we
yeah.
wave at the same time in the same way. It's like
Yeah,
really
yeah.
weirdly identical.
Yeah.
I do not wave.
No one really ever mentions this or like brings any attention to it, but Jeannie and Noah, they look oddly similar. Just no one talks about it ever. Everyone notices it. Just
They just move in sync a lot, or like say the same thing at the same time.
Yeah, yeah.
all right. So yeah, Walter, you have your curios. Is that what it was? You have the wild tag of the keys. Was there a third tag that you wanted to add?
No, unless someone else wants to throw one in.
I can help, but only situationally. If we get there and it's like closed and locked up and we have to maybe use force because the keys aren't working, then I can use my strength. But if everything works as intended.
I could also potentially use strength because I used to get into street fights, so I know how to use force.
There
we
you
go
go.
to his shop first? Is that the plan, or a house?
I mean, it sounds like we're gonna go beat the shit out of him. I don't know.
Well, where would he
Because
be
I'm thinking, like,
if he were alive right now? Would he be at his shop or at his home?
Maybe at his pawn shop.
Oh.
So we should probably check the pawn shop.
Yeah.
yeah, and then I think maybe if this is useful or if it's a different skill, can I add my scary snake to make Gertrude so uncomfortable she looks away from where we're going?
Sounds like you just chuck your snake at her so she runs away.
No, he just does this like look, like that really weird hypnotizing just stare that she's like, oh.
She just closes her
With
curtains.
it also me and Noah doing identical things. It's like a real weird, like the twins in The
guys
Shining moment.
Do a
of, like,
coordinated
oh.
wave.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, both. Yeah.
I'm going to also add the fact that you have Rick's keys as a negative tag, and I'm going to invoke your people. Sorry.
Okay.
So you have a +3 to this.
And a -2.
The minus doesn't do anything unless you roll a 6 or under.
Yeah, if you fail, then those tags come into play.
Oh, okay. I was adding 3, right? Because then that's 10.
Beautiful. So, don't think you've had a 10 yet, so both of your options should still be available. They're finding something permanently useful or getting to ask an additional question and getting additional. Oh, we did that wrong. So a 7 to a 9, you get an additional clue off of the question that you already asked. On a 10 plus, you get to ask another question and get a clue based off of that.
The more you know.
Okay, so at 10, I'm getting a clue, and then I'm going to choose to get an additional clue, and I can ask a question on that second clue.
Yeah, you can either get a permanent tag, which is something
Right.
useful, or you can ask an additional.
Oh, and that's permanent. That's why it's different from the other one.
On the other one, it's a
Oh.
temporary.
I think I'm going to go with the question still.
Okay.
I would like to find a clue, and then a second clue, and then I will ask a question about that second thingy.
What is your overall investigatory question?
So we are heading to the pawn shop
Mhm.
to see if Rick is there or if there's any sign of Rick.
You want to know where Rick is.
Yeah.
And what's your follow-up question, or do you want the answer to the first one first?
If I'm understanding this, I get two like clues, and then I ask. I'm kind of confused when it uses clue
you're right.
versus question.
A follow-up question would require an answer to the first one. That would make sense. That's how English works. So, yeah. We would all arrive to Rick's pawn shop to find it firmly locked. It's not there, and it doesn't look like he's been there for a few days at least. Although, depending on how thorough your investigation would be, while the front door may be locked, the back door is not.
I mean, I think we would definitely go back to his office or something and see, if he's back there, and push the back door open by chance.
His office has been absolutely flipped. Drawers just ripped out of the dresser and tossed to the floor. Pictures have
Alright.
been pulled off the wall. The couch has been cut open.
Well, because I've come in here many a time to, you know, share a little glass of whiskey or something with him. My follow-up question is, what's missing?
Great question. That box of curios that you mentioned is still there. A lot of the miscellaneous knickknacks that, you know, he used to collect from owning a pawn shop, it's all still there. What's missing would be an older volume of text that saw Rick always just kind of keeping up on a shelf, like above his desk in the back. If you ever mentioned it, he'd just say he thought it was neat. He couldn't read any of it, but, you know, he was sure it was valuable. He'd get something out of it someday. That's gone.
You guys see up there where like the dust hasn't made a little, you know, there's like a clean spot? There used to be
Oh,
a
yeah.
book there. Some weird old book. He never really took it down much. It was in like Latin or something. I got to glance at it once, but you know, honestly, I can't remember. But it was weird. He couldn't. Yeah, but as far as I can tell, that's the only thing in here missing. I mean, they opened his safe down there, and like, you know, some of the petty cash has been taken, but like the gold and stuff is still in there.
Is the book valuable?
I mean, it certainly looked it. It was older. It was leather bound, sort of a like hand done. You could tell. Had a little bit of nice filigree along it, not gold filigree, but you know, it was still real nice looking. Definitely at least worth like $100 for somebody to have on a shelf as a nice little looky-loo.
I bet whatever's inside there's much more valuable to cause this much of a ruckus.
That's sort of what I'm thinking. I mean, I'm not gonna cut open a man's you know, sitting chair, whatever. When I'm looking for just some old book.
Yeah, definitely. Can I if I have the envelope that's weirdly waxy, can I look around the office? Is there anything else that resembles that texture? Like the envelope could have been taken from here?
I would say no. Doesn't
Okay.
seem like it came.
Okay.
Quick question, rules wise. So since I have the 10 plus that I found something useful and got a tag, and then Walt got the 10 plus for the additional clue. Both of those are marked off. So does that mean next time we do it, we have to do the someone notices your investigation?
That's what I thought too, but we're not playing hardcore mode.
Do we want to
that's
play?
Is just
right.
party wide. Yeah.
Do we want to play
Okay.
hardcore mode? Because that could be interesting.
That's interesting because you get them back, you know, and just
I-
something. There's a twist.
I feel like hardcore mode is more built for one shots as opposed to like, you know, I don't know if I'm going to end up using all of these things in today's session.
That works for me.
So I vote
Right.
hardcore
So then
mode.
now,
Then now
Fine.
both of those are
Essentially-
marked off.
Okay.
so that means the next time we get a 10 plus on investigate, we have to take the someone notices your investigation and then it clears.
Yep.
That's super cool. That adds some like wild card shit.
Same
I'm
thing
about it.
for a 7 to a 9.
Yeah, both our
'Cause
things
we've
have been
done
used.
Both of those are marked. Yep.
They've marked both at the same time because I've got 2 circles and then 1 dot. So when you pick one circle, it marks off both circles.
So basically, you all share one character sheet. So when someone marks off one option, it marks it off for everybody.
Yeah, and
Gotcha.
since I found an additional clue and Jeannie found a wild tag there, now whoever the next of us who rolls over 10 has to
Yeah.
take someone notices.
And same
Which
for
I mean,
7
yes,
through
same
9.
for
Which
yeah, same for
Gertrude has
7
already
so
noticed.
basically whatever roll. Yeah.
Yeah, same
Yeah,
for
yeah,
7
yeah.
and 9 because I found something in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
Cool.
That's
I like
fun.
it.
Yeah.
Cool. That was just my question.
We're real
Before we
gamers.
start rolling more investigates to see if we want things. Okay, well, do you think maybe there's some more information on the I don't know why he would leave this at his shop, but maybe more at his house, or I don't
He's-
mean,
know what.
I know that he liked to collect some of these things, but I mean, he spent a decent amount of his time here, and he liked to put his, I suppose like trophies, right in here, whether they were for sale or not. I mean, we can certainly check it out. I don't think it would hurt, other than if, are we on some sort of timeline? Do we? I mean,
Well, they say the first 24 hours is the most important when someone goes missing.
do they? Oh,
I think
well then.
so.
And I
Well-
think, given that he could just be very well sitting at home, nursing a cup of coffee and wondering who broke into his shop,
There's a
we should
possibility.
probably make sure that that's not the case before we start digging things up and throwing around more serious
Yeah,
accusations.
I mean, I don't want to accuse Rick of anything, but he's getting up there in age. He could have just lost his keys in the alleyway.
Yeah, and he could have just gotten drunk and totally turned over his own office.
I mean,
Uh-huh.
maybe.
There is still the case of the guy in the bar that handed Wade an envelope with cash. So
And
that's
it
kinda
is
shady.
angry, very angry envelope.
Hmm.
I've
Well, let's
never
go
met
to
an
the
angry.
house.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Was the back
Something that
door
makes sense.
unlocked or like
Unlocked.
broken? Okay.
Oh, interesting. Okay, yeah. Good distinction.
Also, Walter and Jeannie, I used the negative tag from both of you, so you both gain another human.
Oh, right. That's a thing.
Alright, we should probably go to his house and see if he's there.
I think that's a good plan. Good move.
Do I get 2 humanity because you use both the people feel sorry for me and the keys? Or
I was including the well,
I mean, I don't know.
I was
suppose
including the
can be a
keys
party-wide.
from Jeannie because Jeannie technically got that tag.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, sorry.
Nice. Well, as we venture on towards Rick's home, why don't we take this moment to take a break, give everyone a chance to grab a drink, stretch your legs, maybe do some plotting and some of that like wall of suspects where you take the red yarn and run it across things.
It was Gertrude.
It's always Gertrude.
I keep moving her picture back to the middle, and someone else. No.
Like, it doesn't make sense. No, it does.
All right, we'll come back in just a few minutes. See you soon, everybody. And welcome back. Where we left off, we moved on from Rick's pawn shop and decided to go investigate his home. My question for you all is, are we taking a vehicle or are we on foot?
How far away is it?
On foot, maybe a 10-minute walk.
We can walk. I think. I mean, unless someone else wants to take a vehicle, but
Oh, I walk everywhere.
Is
yeah, same.
Frank the ex medic?
Mhm.
Is his house perhaps along the way?
It is now.
All right. Well, then maybe we can stop by there and just see if anybody has come by.
So, Victor, would you like to take charge in this?
Yeah, sure. Doctor to doctor.
So we'll add Frank, the ex-military medic tag. Anything else you'd like to add?
That I have a good reputation and that I am physically strong. So it's kind of like maybe he's military, he'll respect me more.
I'm going to add a tag for your hubris. So you gain a humanity. And you're going to end up with a +2 to this roll. Because we did do it wrong, you do subtract the negative tags from your roll.
Okay. Let's see if I can roll decently. Okay, so that's +2. That's an 8.
That's a success. We have used both of those tags, or we've used both of those options. So, while you're investigating, something significant happens somewhere else. And those options are recovered, so they are now usable. But, still get an answer. What is your question? What will you ask about this investigation?
Or just marking off my sheet. I would go to the door, knock, say some pleasantries, and then just, I was wondering with everything that's been going on around the town lately if maybe anybody's come to you for any sort of injuries or pain, because you would think with what we've seen that somebody was hurt, but nobody's come by my place, and I don't know.
You see, like, as the door opened and as you're talking, he's got, like, one hand kind of, like, off to the right side of the door frame, which you imagine being more of a paranoid individual. There's probably a firearm there that he's just, like, keeping out of reach just in case. But, once he sees it's you and you start talking, he lets go. And the only thing that I've seen recently that we any weirder than usual, the FBI did come by my property a couple days ago, but I don't think I've seen them around town or nothing.
The FBI came by your property.
Yeah, not the first time.
They want anything or just saying hi?
Asking questions about people in town. I think they asked something about Rick. Um, they asked me about Jeannie too. Come to think of it,
And an eyebrow goes up. I can't do that, but
old Heidi Harris. They asked me about her too.
Hmm.
That old school teacher.
That's interesting. You have any idea why they asked you in particular?
I mean, you know, former military and all. So I got all that training still. They know that I'm keeping my eyes out.
Well, keeping your eyes out. If you see anyone hurt, feel free to send them my way. Pretty concerned about all that blood.
Do. And
Thank you for all your help.
Jenny, you're you're doing all right, right? Like those FBI agents, they didn't come and rough you up none or anything.
Nope, I gotta say, this is the first time hearing of them.
So said they
You
were
know where in town are they still around?
I haven't seen them since. They just said they were gonna come by and ask you some questions. Huh.
Well, I wonder what I accidentally got myself all wrapped up in.
I'm sure it's nothing. Anyways, I gotta get back to my TV programs.
Have yourself a pleasant rest of the day.
Yeah, you too. Even though he does shut the door, you can see like he just pulls back the curtain a little bit and just watches you all.
This is just a little bit concerning, I'm not gonna lie. Weird coincidences, maybe?
Yeah, it's strange. Maybe we should just keep going to Rick's house.
Okay, so it was Heidi, a school teacher. Who else? Anyone else of
Heidi,
name
you, and Rick.
important? And
Would I know the school teacher from being a camp counselor?
Of course.
Oh.
I I think I want to maybe as we're like continuing to walk towards Rick's, try to pull Dr. Victor to like out of earshot, kind of like either ahead or behind as we're kind of walking. Doctor, do you know if I mean it's just a wild little thought here. Um P and Rick, did they have similar accidents to mine?
They that I would know of.
Not that you know
The last time Heidi came around, it was just sore throat, flu.
I don't really know what else the three of us have, or what would the three of us have in common, other than living here.
That's strange. I mean, you haven't like done anything, right?
But, I mean, no, not to my um knowledge.
I don't know. This might be crazy, but somebody was Noah was talking about how the person with the envelope looked like someone from like the X-Files or something, and now we're talking about FBI agents,
Oh.
and it's just got me thinking that maybe, there's all sorts of rumors about this town and cryptids and creatures and happenings, and now there's some inhuman amount of blood showing up and weird books. And
Anyone seen Heidi lately? There were multiple people's bloods, right?
shit. You're right.
Would I have
Oh, this is
seen-
modern day. Can I call the school? We have like cell phones.
Absolutely, you can.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I want to call the school, see if Heidi called out today or if she's in class.
No, you'd get that Heidi hasn't shown up for a few days. They have a substitute.
Uh-oh.
Do I know
Uh-oh.
where Heidi lives?
I will leave that up to you.
I think I know because I feel like at the camp we bonded a few times. Like we've done the same camp a few times and bonded, and then maybe been over at her house sometime, so I would know where she lives. I don't know if it's the same street as Rick's house, but it's a
It's
small town,
Oh,
so it's probably not
convenient.
that far.
close enough within walking distance.
Yeah, so just like to the others, like maybe after Rick's house we should stop by Heidi's house as well.
That
I would not be
yeah.
opposed.
We,
Jeannie's like looking behind her at every moment, like so uneasy now.
we still gotta go check out Doyle's place about his Pinto being at the scene of the crime.
Maybe we should split up to make it quicker.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Mm.
We sure that's wise? I get the feeling that we're inside of some sort of tabletop RPG and splitting the party usually.
Well, I mean, I don't know if obviously some weird things are happening with Heidi and Rick's disappearing or this stuff, but would it make more sense to go right to who we think the perpetrator is? Just go see if maybe he's got Rick or Heidi tied up in a room somewhere?
Or if his Pinto's covered in blood.
Yeah, that'd be a pretty good giveaway, I think. Yeah.
If Rick is the perpetrator, was able to take down two people in quite gruesome fashion, what would we do about it?
Doyle.
You mean Doyle.
Sorry.
Nope,
That's
it's a lot of
cool.
names, I understand.
Yeah. If
Being
Doyle
a
is
doctor, you don't have to look at their sheet very much. so-
Inkle man.
I misread my own handwriting
Yeah.
as a doctor.
Fitting.
If Doyle is the one behind this and was able to dispatch of two people in a rather gruesome fashion, what would we do showing up there?
I mean,
Well.
I can call in reinforcements. My brother is visiting this week. No, he.
Oh, you have a brother.
I have. His name is Jure, which is spelled Gurre, and he's visiting over from home for the week. So I could always ask him to come along.
Lovely.
Well, you know,
Well-
I usually choose to not steer towards violence, but I can, give a little 1-2 to protect myself.
Yeah, just for safety, you know. I definitely don't want to start a fight.
Well, I don't think we need to necessarily confront Doyle. I mean, we can go up there and see if we can see his Pinto. I mean, even if the Pinto isn't there, that's, that kind of points to some things. And depending on what we find, maybe we can actually convince the cops that there's, something to be done. And, maybe they'll, not ignore an alleyway painted in blood.
Real weird. You're pretty nonchalant about that.
Yeah.
And yeah,
It's got me
Yes.
worried that there might be something else going on. They talked about Frank was talking about the feds being in town. I wonder if they're pushing the cops out of the investigation or something. But that was a couple
Feds are
days
even
ago.
Really feds.
I don't trust them too much.
I just don't see what they would be doing in a place like Coast Mill.
Yeah, it's kind of strange.
So, are we splitting up, or are we staying together and all headed Rick McGorry's house? Or
We
not Rick
can maybe split
McGorry,
up and
We can split up.
Doyle's house.
we do Rick's or yeah.
I guess it's up to you, wherever you'd like to go.
I would like to go to
Okay.
Doyle's, but we can definitely split up. I was just joking before.
Yeah, if Jeannie and I go to Heidi, maybe because we know
Mhm.
her. Or,
Okay.
yeah.
Then
So
And
we're
we do
just
everything
not,
in sync
we're not
anyway.
gonna go to Rick's house then? Even though we have
Uh,
the keys.
Why don't
Yeah,
you
we-
go check out Rick's?
Okay, I can do that.
Pass you the keys.
And I'll go get shot at Doyle's. All right, see you guys back here.
Oh yeah, let's not do that.
Yeah.
all right, let's go with the D3. On a 1 or a 2, we will go with the good doctor. On a 3 or a 4, we'll go with Walter, and on a 5 or a 6. And 4, that is Walter.
Well, all right. Well, we're gonna head out of town. You said that his house was like a little bit out of town, or
Kind of on the edge. He bought a bunch of property on the edge of town.
of course he did. All right. Well, yeah. Why don't we head up there and see what we can see?
Yeah.
I'm gonna, I want to stay a little bit back at first and see if, the old Pinto's just sort of hanging out or whatever or something. And if it's not, I'll get closer and try to peer in the garage.
What tags would you like to use?
Right. This is probably a roll, wouldn't it be?
Yeah.
Well, goodness here. I don't really have any tags that really seem to fit this particular situation.
I have a
other
negative
than
tag.
If I get found, I could use people feel sorry for me. But yeah, I'll just do it dry. Masha, where did you put my dice? Masha, thank you.
I am going to add people feel sorry for me and the fact that Gertrude has already started to call all of the major players in this town and let them know
What a
that the
bitch.
4 of you are doing some digging. So you have a -2 to this roll.
Wait, go
Oh.
over the town things. Hang on. Over the town things. Anything in there?
The town
Uh,
hates gossips, so maybe they're like
Um,
telling Gertrude to shut up.
I was actually looking at the town hates tourists, and Doyle is like, yeah, he's lived here for a couple years, but
Yeah?
I don't get the feeling that he's really part of the town.
I would add a +1 to that.
Yay!
So -1
-1.
total.
Yay! 5!
So you gain a point of foreboding,
Huzzah!
and the Oracle chooses one or more of the following options. I'm going to say that you can still discover something, but something else is going to go wrong. I'm going to say that you are going to learn a horrible secret that's going to test your mettle. Yeah, I'll go with those two.
Cool.
As
All right.
you start approaching the house, like the long drive up to this borderline mansion. For everything else, it's covered in mud. It's perfectly clean. Like someone had just went out and just cleaned all the mud off the cement drive. There's no sign of the Pinto, but there is like a 4-car garage connected to the house.
Of course there is.
So what would you like to do?
Well, I don't see it out in the driveway, anything like that. I'm looking in the garage. I assume it's got windows somewhere.
Absolutely. And you would see the Pinto in there.
Is it covered in blood or scraped at the back end?
It's kind of dark in there. The only light you have is from this just little window that you're looking through. You can see the scrape along the rear left panel, driver's side panel.
All right. Well, since we established that cell phones exist, I'm going to pull out my shitty little cell phone flashlight. I imagine that Walt's got like a flip phone. Like he's one of the, like, he's like a hipster in that way. Like he's like, oh no, this thing, you know, my little Nokia, it's not going to die on me. So it's a real shitty flashlight, but...
It show you that there is a trail of blood that leads from the trunk towards the door that leads deeper into the house.
Damn it, Doyle. Let's see. How much of an idiot are you? I think I'm going to try to call one of the others and just kind of tell them what I found and be like, what should I do?
You pick up the phone and start dialing the click of a hammer. Firearm. Behind you, a voice. I would put that phone down if I were you.
I put it back in my pocket.
Holding.
And press call.
Who'd you call?
I was gonna call the good doctor because he's the one right next to me on our Zoom call.
You hit dial as you put the phone away. Turn to see Doyle staring you down. A old-fashioned double-barrel shotgun in hand, pointed directly at you.
Oh, hey there now, Doyle. I came to tell you that those import fenders are in stock. How's it going? Can we not? That's a lot.
Always so nosy. Everyone in this town is so damn nosy. Go on.
Now, just
Step in the
What-
garage so we can talk about car parts.
well, I think it's fine out here. It's a lovely day, don't you think?
Get in the garage.
Well, hey, you're awful persuasive today. Alrighty.
Victor, your phone goes off, and you can hear this muffled conversation. You definitely tell that one side is Walter. It's a little hard to make out who the other individual is, but No, Walter was headed up to see.
Right, I called some. Already forgot. Oh, would you, okay, I'm heading in the garage with you. Would you mind putting the gun away? You know, it's all right. We're gonna go stand by your Pinto here. Oh goodness, it's awful messy. Oh boy, look at that.
You get in the garage. Is going to just reel back with the butt of the rifle and just straight to the temple.
Not my face! I'm too pretty!
We'll hold off on the encounter true horror for the moment. I'm going to put a pause in that scene. I'm going to jump over to the good doctor. You were already almost to Rick's house when your phone went off.
And I'd like to imagine that as the conversation kept going, we see Victor's face, and he kind of starts off confused, like, what, did he find something already? You know, picks up the phone, and goes, hey, he hears the muffled sounds, and his face just starts like, and then it's like, blah, 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 blah. That gun, that's a lot of blood. A loud banging noise just...
After that impact, and you hear a thud, there is more to the conversation, though it's not in any language that you would recognize.
Uh-oh.
I have a guess at what my horror I'm gonna encounter is.
I think he doesn't want to hang up the call, but he also really feels like he needs to get the others to know about this, so he's going to send a text.
Facebook message him.
Facebook, yeah, just
WhatsApp. Come on.
WhatsApp, to Noah, because I imagine he would have Noah's contact for as he is his priest, and it's just going to say, I think Walt got hit. It's all like in really like tech speak. Like think is like there's no I in there. Walt got hit.
It's like a brain and then like a punch.
Yeah, and then like a punch emoji, and then it's gonna be like V bad period. Should we go? TTYL.
Right.
But then he also signs it, Victor.
And like I like to imagine they've had each other's number for ages. Every time Victor sends a text, he just signs it with his name. So Noah gets the text, he just looks at it, and then the first thing he does, he's got like, you know, this kind of gifs on speed dial. So like he's got like an oh no gif that he just sends immediately. Yeah.
Is it like a SpongeBob meme?
It's something like that, probably, yeah, most likely. And so he just sends like a little text back that says like, okay, you know, let's go. And you know, shows a message to Jeannie as well. And then goes to call his brother for reinforcement. So the loyal brother thing, just call him and just like inform him what's going on.
However, I would like to make one bad decision.
Love it.
Staying on the phone, hubris is one of my tags. It's my wild tag. And I think that Victor he's worried about what's going on. But he also thinks, I've got the key. I've got to get into this house. Surely I'll be fast enough. I'll be fast enough to do both. I just gotta make sure. I can't pass up this opportunity. That would be ludicrous. I'd be mad. That'd be like taking a broken bone and breaking it again.
You're probably not too far away. I mean, it took me a while to get to Doyle's, so yeah.
So I'm gonna.
Oh, I like
still
playing.
Try to go. Thank you. I'm gonna try to go into the house.
Let's let's investigate. Any tags you'd like to add?
Yes, I would like to add my strength so that I can move things out of the way quickly. We're not going for grace, we're going for speed. We're going to try to turn this house for anything important, provided he's not in there happily sipping coffee. But I doubt that.
Rick?
Hey, Rick just flips the couch with him on it. And that's about all I really have to add.
Of course, I'm going to add your negative tag of hubris.
Yes, so it's a flat roll.
Roll. And you gain a point of
Come on, dice.
humanity for the negative tag.
Come on, dice. Oh, it's a 10.
Beautiful. Well, maybe less than beautiful, because that means that someone notices your investigation and takes interest. But now the other two options are now free to pick.
So Rick is there.
Is Gertrude Rick's neighbor too? She's everywhere.
As you get to the
Hi.
front
I
door,
just live in a cul-de-sac.
unlock it with the key, and just immediately start peering in. You hear the slam of the back door.
Hello? Hello? I rush to the back of the house.
Just rushing straight through. It reeks in here. It smells like death. By the time you get to the back door and peer out, there's nothing back there.
Okay. Well, good thing I have the tag of having a cast iron stomach. So I am going to follow the stench.
Follow it straight to the bedroom where, lying there, dead for what looks like quite a while, is Rick.
Goodness.
Natural causes or
Yeah, does it look natural? Does he look like he's been stabbed?
Doesn't actually look like there's really any sort of wound. Dead.
And I think back to what Jeannie said about old death. And I just get this strange feeling that, you know, something beyond medicine could be afoot.
Or a hand, even.
Like the
Yeah.
lighthouse keeper.
And I'm still on this call, so I realize, like, I don't know how to call the police and report a dead body.
Can you text the police these days?
Did the
So
police
I
even
just-
answer you?
I look around the bedroom quickly. I just want to see if there's, like, any maybe other volumes of mysterious Latin books or notes that
He's trying to
say,
summon Cthulhu or something, huh?
Yeah,
This is some
yeah.
weird, like, culty shit we're stumbling on.
or like notes that are like from the government being like cease and desist X, Y, and Z. I don't know.
Nothing. Just, I mean, he lives in a trailer, so it's not a lot to investigate. Nothing out of the ordinary.
And he just backs out of the house. Just, you know, it's been a while since he's just seen a dead body just on its own.
Oh,
You know, that's not the kind of.
thank you. Let's encounter true horror.
Yeah. Okay.
Because this just feels wrong. Like, this death feels like it shouldn't be. This isn't something that a natural person should ever go through or experience. So, you can take one horror and then roll 2d6.
Okay, so 2d6 plus 1, or do I take the horror after?
Um,
I imagine I would just start with 2d6.
yeah, let's go with that.
Right. Okay, that is an 8.
8. Choose one of the following. Notice something useful in fear, and you gain a clue. Perhaps you spot a potential weakness in a creature that just surprised you, or a useful detail. Or, you can spot an opportunity to put either yourself or someone else in danger to take advantage of.
I think I think it makes more sense in this moment to notice something useful in the fear and gain a clue. So it says, ask a question about what I've encountered and mark this off. I think what would make sense here is, as he's standing here, thinking, it's been a while since he's just seen a dead body. We're in a small town. Things like this don't happen very much. And normally if somebody's already dead, they don't call him. They would call a mortician and, be taken away. And I imagine that he just backs up and he backs into something. And I think that as he backs into something, he jostles something that was hidden loose.
What would usually be a very normal object to have in a house, a fax machine. As you step back and bump into it, it seems to just whir to life and starts sending paper through. And you see an object feed out from the paper tray showing delivery accepted, delivery successful, whatever a fax machine says. But the recipient was Heidi Harris. He sent something to
Okay. I
feel
picked
real
that
left
up.
out. They were scheming, and I wasn't involved.
I picked that
But
up. I
yet the
stuffed that into my pocket.
Okay.
And I continue to back out of the trailer. And then I assume somebody notices me.
Oh, someone noticed you when you came
Oh, that's true.
in.
All right, I'll back out and then I guess start heading towards the Doyle residence.
All right. Well, we'll jump up to Noah and Jean. Two of you having plenty of time to reach Miss Harris's house. As you're standing there out front, get those text messages.
Mm-hmm.
Boy,
Looking at, I think we should go back. We cannot leave Walt.
yeah, that seems like it's probably a pretty tricky situation he's in. So I do agree with that. Does it look like lights or anything on in this house, or does it look pretty?
Cars out front. The little light, like lime green bug.
I think we can always come back here. We can always come back here later. It just, I think we need to go back to Walt.
Yeah, no, I believe so. It seems like whatever Heidi's mixed up in,
It's no good.
Yeah, it's no good, and I don't want Walt out there by himself. So
No, I already called my brother. You would have, before when he called his brother, you would have heard just Dutch. You probably wouldn't understand, but it just sounded very. You know how brothers talk to each other, come here, you shithead, stuff like that. He was in the middle of his brother was in the middle of smoking a joint or whatever, and it's not now, and just the whole you don't understand what he said, but you understand the tone. So
maybe I weirdly do understand. We have so many of these weird similarities.
Right, yeah.
Maybe I'm I understand Dutch. A moment of pause.
yeah, that would be funny. Yeah, no, I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we go. I think head back, but I think as we're, getting closer, be quiet and be on our guard.
Well, as the two of you turn away from Miss Harris's house, I need you to roll to face peril.
Ooh. Can I? Why is my first question before I use something.
A gunshot would just echo out, and you'd hear the zip of the bullet as you are being shot at.
Alright, can I use my wild tag of I always think things through to, kind of come up with a plan of action?
Absolutely.
I currently don't have yet, but... Alright,
Yeah.
so that's... Okay, so...
So whoever,
Would my wild tag of no one would dare touch me
yeah,
wear for this? I feel like that and my risk taker. I'm like maybe trying
who
to
would like to
dodge
roll
a little
this?
bit.
Oh, do
Oh,
we not both roll?
Just one, yeah.
ooh, okay.
But the other one can help
how
by
many-
adding tags.
Yeah, see, I have 2 tags I could use on it. So I could either give you one, or if you have one to give me, to give a +3.
I can give you one. I can give you the. I always think things through.
Okay.
Wait, or actually, I'm gonna give you the. I used to get into street fights, so I kind of understand like the dynamics of these. Even if it's like a gunshot, like I've been in dangerous situations before, so I'll give you that one, and you can roll.
I'm gonna take the negative
We're
tags
so scrappy.
of anxious and someone
Oh.
saw me commit a crime. So total of a
Yeah.
plus
Who's
one.
watching me commit crimes, damn it? I've
Yeah,
committed a lot lately.
Noah's hands are trembling a little bit at this point.
So 2d6
So
plus
this will
1.
be just a +1 total, right?
Yep.
Oh no.
I rolled 3 on the die, so 4.
Oh
Wah.
no.
Both
We
gain
gonna
foreboding,
die.
and the oracle chooses one or more of the following options. Your negative tags that were involved come to play in a major way. You die. You mark off
Goodbye.
one or more of the 7 to 9 options. Other protagonists in the scene need to mark off one or more of the 7 to 9 options. You find yourselves in a yet more dangerous situation. Something truly horrible happens. Something terrible happens to someone who assisted you. Something bad happens to the town tag that was involved. An NPC gets hurt. Something bad happens somewhere else. Something goes very wrong and you have to mark off a tag. Or some other devious scenario of the Oracle's invention. I am going to mark off one or more of the 7 to 9 options. I think some of these bullets are going to hit their mark, or at least graze. And I'm going to put you in yet more dangerous position. So, I'm going to give you both a minor injury. So you temporarily lose one of the tags that you invoked.
Maybe risk taker. I feel like I'm probably hurting now.
Yep.
A little less of a risk.
I'll definitely use to get into street fights because I am completely forgetting everything that I've ever learned.
Well, when
We
bullets
keep it
start
in.
grazing you,
Yeah.
things kind of they go from 0 to 100 very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And I assume that the two of you would immediately turn and start running.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see a pair of figures as you start running, just like men in black suits, just perfectly pressed, and they've got the tie. Both of them just come charging up the street, just these rifles out, taking shot after shot.
So not from like where Heidi's house is, just up the street somewhere.
Up the street.
Is one of them Gertrude?
They don't look. They both
Got
look
you
male.
this time.
They don't look.
Gertrude's son.
You wouldn't
The
recognize them.
lighthouse keeper.
But if you were to see them
Right.
again, you'd probably recognize them.
Okay, but you said they didn't look human? Is what I
They look
thought you
human.
said?
Just you
Oh,
don't
they look
recognize them
human,
yet.
Okay. Are they tourists? No, just kidding.
Technically.
Technically. Fucking tourists.
Alright. I'll just keep running. I don't want to die.
Yeah.
Are you headed towards Doyle's house?
Well,
That was the original plan.
Yeah, but are
Oh.
they coming from that direction or?
They're coming from the opposite direction.
Alright, yeah, I
Yeah,
guess
but
so.
maybe roundabout way.
Yeah,
try
yeah.
and lose them in a loop or something, and not bring so much trouble into one location with us.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Or like alleyways or whatnot, just kind of like like if they're not from around town, they wouldn't know.
Could absolutely
Little
lose
things.
them. which
Yeah.
does mean that you two are going to be quite a bit later responding to Walter.
I will like as we're running, imagining Noah texting like the doctor is like what's going on, like getting shot at, kind of like and then like a quick hand like gif of like someone in panic running away or something like that, and then
Run, Forrest, run!
Yeah, and there are like so many typos in these messages because he's running, but like it's still yeah. You like might take you a minute to decipher what it means.
You got to use the speech to text function, so then it just like it changes all your swear words to like duck and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It really confuses it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Dr. Victor Earl, you, after investigating Rick's house, finding the dead body, would make your way up to the Doyle estate. Hinkleman Estate, where the driveway is pristine. No one has driven or walked along this driveway. Hard to tell how long, since it's probably cleaned recently. There's no car out front and no sign of Walter.
Well, I remember hearing garage. So I'm gonna peek. But I want to try to be... I don't have anything that will help me with this, but I do want to try and be careful about it. Because I heard gun, garage, and then a loud noise, and I think that might be smart.
Peering through that same little window, see the Pinto. It's got that scratch in the back, but see any blood.
That bitch. Cleat in his car.
Like to break in.
I'm deciding if I want to break in or use my good reputation and play clueless.
I guess we could start off with investigation roll.
Okay. I want to use the tag of being an ex-jock to say that I can maybe be a little sneakier than usual because I'm used to controlling my body.
Yeah.
And I want to use the tag of that I'm the town doctor to say that maybe I have some supplies, like I can use some little needles and stuff to pick locks or put on gloves so that I'm not leaving fingerprints.
Absolutely. Noah and Jeannie, you did get a humanity for that last apparel roll because negative attack for both of you. And yeah, I'm again gonna go with hubris and the fact that Gertrude. That's her name, right? Gertrude? No.
Yeah.
That's
Gertrude.
the person we dislike, yes.
I don't know why my brain was saying that was wrong. But yes, I'm using your hubris and the fact that Gertrude basically warned the town that the four of you were digging.
So that makes it a flat roll.
Flat roll. And you gain a humanity.
Yes. Okay. Ooh. It's a 6.
So you gain a foreboding. And I'm gonna use one of these options. Not gonna say which one it is because I think it'll come into play in a minute. But the one that I'm immediately going to use is that you're going to discover something. Something is going to go horribly wrong.
Okay.
So you just deftly pick the lock. Step in the garage. You can smell cleaner. You know what like industrial grade cleaner smells like.
Mm-hmm.
And the door to the interior of the house connected to the garage is open just a
Peeking.
Okay. As you do, you're in, you can see a figure in just kind of a dimly lit kitchen dining type area. Hard to make up too many details, but it's almost looks like they're looking for something.
And I'm going to take my phone camera and just kind of place it in like a shirt pocket so the camera's sticking out, recording.
Yeah?
Just gonna watch and see what's going on.
Well, Walter, what would you be doing?
I'm in this kitchen. I'm this person in the.
Let me. I shot you a message with a question.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You're fine.
I have it on streamer mode, so I didn't hear. Got it.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
You would be the one that's doing the digging.
Well, I reckon I'm looking for something in the drawers, something specific to. I mean, not going to say it out loud, but you know,
situation.
maybe like a wine cork.
Yeah.
You know, one of those.
See
So I'm just sort of
someone-
rifling through everything.
You see someone peering in at the door to the garage.
Who's there?
And I recognize the voice and I just go, "Shh! It's me! The Dr. Earl. Me."
Yes, okay. What, how's it going?
Are you okay?
Yes. Yes, I'm fine. I took a stumble. I promise my accent is still there. But yes. Did you find anything at Rick's? Wait, did I know that?
Yeah.
Have you found anything?
You took a stumble?
Yeah. Yeah. I thought I saw Doyle there. He was yelling at someone else with a gun, and I ducked into the garage and took a bit of a stumble, hit my head a bit. But yeah, have you found anything yet?
No, I haven't.
Did you see the car out in the garage?
It all looks normal.
Have you called the others yet?
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay, good. I haven't really found much in here. I was just looking for, if you hid anything in any of the drawers. Sometimes people keep, what's it called? Getaway bag. Whatever it is.
Could I? Are you sure your head's all right? Would you like me to take a look?
Sure. If you must.
I want to see if he has
And
a concussion.
I'll sit down in a chair.
Good old Dr. Victor Earl. Would you roll to face peril?
Do I get to know why?
At the moment that you get close to Walter, he lashes out at you.
All right. Well, I would like to take this moment to let me grab my rules here. Where is it? To do a revelation. I have 3 humanity now that I can use. and I want to do a flashback.
Okay.
And I want
Shit.
to show, you see a slightly younger, maybe late 20s at this point, Victor in his office, talking to a young teenager who hurt themselves. Well, maybe they were drunk, pretty nasty, needed some stitches, needed something. And you see across his face, there's just judgment that he thinks these kids are being stupid and they just haven't learned their lesson. And they're not gonna learn their lesson if he just keeps patching them up like everything's all right. You see him look in the medicine cabinet and you see there's painkillers. And we see the cabinet close and you see him turn around and he says, "Looks like I'm all out for today. I'm gonna have to stitch you up normally. Just have to grit your teeth and bear it." And I would like to gain the tag dangerous.
Ooh. Yeah. Okay.
And I would like to use that as I face peril.
Absolutely.
Nice, sir.
I still think that hubris is going to apply. Just like in that moment, you feel like, oh no, I got this. I got the upper hand. I know Walter. I can do this.
Yes.
To gain another humanity.
Yes. And that will be a flat roll.
Just a flat roll.
Can I use my physical strength for +1?
For a +1, absolutely.
That's a 7. Oh wait, no, 8. Same thing.
Same thing. Well, when you face peril with a 7 to a 9, you get to choose one. Suffer a minor injury, suffer a chronic injury, suffer a crippling injury, or die.
Yeah.
So I'm choosing, or you're choosing?
You're choosing.
Okay, let me think. Is he lashing out at me with anything, or just like?
In just that like quarter of a second, you just saw him reel back and come at you.
Okay. I think I will suffer a chronic injury as I knew something was off.
Mhm.
So that's why I'm not going to go with a crippling injury at being attacked point blank.
Mhm.
And I lied to him as I approached. And I just wanted to see, benefit of the doubt. Maybe it's just amnesia. I was not expecting, though, to be attacked. I was expecting maybe somebody else to come at me from another side or him to lie to me. And I think that in the moment where he goes to, like, get his little flashlight that he's going to use to, like, check his eyes, he looks down. He gets hit with whatever Walter has, or slashed with whatever Walter has, just across his arm. And maybe it like gets an artery, and because he's reaching.
I was looking for a corkscrew. That is the thing I said.
There it is, yeah.
So as he's reaching in and he has his arm like this to get his flashlight, he leaves it vulnerable.
Deep laceration.
Mm-hmm. So I will add, do I add a tag for that, like wounded?
You have a negative tag. Wounded.
And he just kind of screams out, and with no regard for silence in that point, it hurts like a bitch, and just grabs whatever the closest thing he had. Maybe he had one of his tools he was using to pick a lock, and just tries to like push him away with it, like just like holding it out and just be like, "Stay back."
Absolutely. Just the moment that you do, he starts backing up deeper into the shadows, and there's a moment where he doesn't look like Walter anymore. Then he fully just disappears, and the house is silent.
Walter?
Holy shit.
Walter, what the hell has gotten into you?
Welcome home.
I am going to, if you don't mind, I'm going to throw another negative tag onto you, a temporary tag of lost cell phone. In that moment that he lashed out with the corkscrew, he just, shoulder checked into you, reached in, grabbed the phone out of your front pocket, and then
Yes.
retracted.
Okay.
Which, take a moment to step back from this scene. Over to the other two of you who finally managed to lose your tail. Just taking a moment to catch your breath, and you get a text from Victor.
Okay.
Asking the two of you to meet out back of Doyle's estate.
What does the text say verbatim?
They're missing vowels and emojis, because if not, we don't trust it.
There's one thing I'm looking for. What does the text say?
I mean, him, her, whoever this is, would do their best to, read through your previously sent messages and try to mimic it. But we could certainly roll off if you'd like, to see how
I want to know if they
accurate it
signed
is.
it. I want to know if they signed it, Victor.
Would you usually sign it?
All of my texts, as we mentioned earlier, signed Victor.
Yeah, they.
Noah has repeatedly told him not to, that it is not necessary every time.
They are
Dr. Victor
going
Pearl,
back.
PhD.
Okay.
Through your messages to try to mimic it. But I would also be happy to roll off with you. If I can roll higher, it is imperceivably in your style. If you can roll higher, there's noticeable flaws in your text.
I'd be down.
That's fun.
Let's do it. I got an 8 at 2 4s.
I got 2 3s.
Oh!
Oh no.
At first
Yeah,
glance, seems like it's from Victor.
I mean, they've just been running from, getting shot at, so Noah's not gonna look at this text and analyze it. It's just like, oh, that's
Right.
Victor. Yeah, so it's showing it to Jeannie and being like, okay, we gotta go there. And making a beeline for it, I suppose. Gonna go as quickly as possible.
Hold on, I just gotta. Okay.
Yeah, you good?
Ooh, I don't think I've ever been shot at before.
I mean,
You don't
and
think?
you just see this moment where Noah's like, do I tell the truth or not? And eventually he's like, me neither.
Well, look at us sharing new experiences. All right, let's go save our
Yeah.
buddies.
Oh, good.
Alright, yeah.
Oh, goodness.
All right.
Yeah, go meet them out back.
Victor, as the house just goes dark and silent, that door to the garage would slam shut behind you. There doesn't seem to be any perceivable way to get it open. Being a mansion of this size, there is an automated security system that's...
Alright. My first order of business will be to take off my waistcoat and use it to kind of wrap my arm where I am bleeding profusely.
Got it?
And so this would take some time because I want to make sure I do it properly. And I don't normally bandage myself up. So there is a moment where I'm just in the middle of that doorway area, just crouched over myself, not doing anything. And then if I'm able to do that, get my character here. There we go. I will, quickly pat my pocket, realize my phone is gone. Curse to myself under my breath. And
What? Why don't we have you roll another Encounter True Horror roll? Because you just saw something crazy.
yes, I did. So
Wasn't
now
that
I'm rolling.
rolled. I thought that was what they were facing before.
That was
Or-
face peril.
Oh, right. Sorry.
It's all good.
So
This
this
is plus
is
one.
+1. Okay, that's a 5. So I gained foreboding, and nothing else happens aside from being slightly more horrified.
Yet.
Yet.
It specifically says yet. Right. Well, while you are doing that, I'm gonna jump over to Noah and Jean. Finally making your way to the state, following the directions to circle around to the back of the house where there's this shed. Which, those of you that have
Thank you.
passed by, you've never noticed this shed before. This is brand new construction.
Right. Okay. And looking. I mean, would we have been here before? Like in this sort of, is this a place that we would go to?
To you? You've ever been here?
Yeah. I don't know. And like you've got Genie. Like, was this shed here before, or is it me? Oh.
Yeah. I mean, I usually walk around this part in my morning walks, and I haven't noticed it before, no.
Right. Well, Victor did say we need to meet here, so I'm just looking around if I see Victor anywhere.
Smelling right. Am I getting any vibes? Weird vibes. Weird
Awful
vibes.
vibes.
Awful
Awful
vibes.
vibes.
Good.
Hey.
Am I seeing any dead people? Am I seeing any ghosties circling a shed or anything?
No ghosties.
Okay.
But yeah, you would see a figure just poke their head out from behind that shed. It's Victor.
Oh, okay. It's like you like, come on, and just go over to the like sort of almost tiptoe to the shed, like Victor.
Yes.
Or
Finally
so
showed
hard to
up.
do to a TTRPG because I don't trust it, but my character does. And I hate it.
Yeah, same. Like I would have just turned around
Look,
and
I'm
left.
out of here. I would have shot him in the face, but Genie
Yeah.
wouldn't.
Mm.
I'll just as ducked into like trees or in the edge as possible, trying to just be like,
Yeah.
a lot of really bad energy in this area, so let's have a little, a little out of the path of you. What do you
It is
use?
Vic. It is actually Victor, right? Or is it like Victor?
It's
It
Victor.
looks like Victor.
Find out when they stab us.
Yeah. So just follow the shade. Like Victor, what have you found?
Well, it looks like somebody's been in here covering up the tracks. But there's some rooms I haven't checked. Maybe we can all get in here and split up. Or just at least...
I think
Maybe
the
we don't
last
need to
time
split up.
it-
Maybe
yeah.
just... I don't
Yeah.
feel safe.
Yeah, I mean, we
Where's
just got
Walt?
shot at, so
Shit.
Really?
yeah.
Okay.
But it's-
I'm like,
I didn't.
Men in Black FBI fellas.
Yeah. Well, he gestures you in and he's like, we can check some of these rooms.
What am I getting different vibes off of Victor? I forget I'm a medium. I can see these things. Like, is this the normal Victor aura? Or
What are
was
we
You're
making a
medium.
competing role here?
You're a medium.
Can I
but
also
Victor's a
can I
large.
also can I also try something? If I can mention something that Victor would have confessed to me, and try and see if like hint at something and see if Victor reacts to that.
Feel free to make something up.
Yeah. Okay.
Genie,
Yeah.
2d6.
Uh-huh.
You can beat me.
Uh-huh. Okay, just flat 2d6.
And a 9, a 5, and a 4.
Oh my god, okay, I got a 6 and a 2.
I mean, the
I
vibes of
I
this
got
place
so excited for a second.
are so off-putting that it's just almost
Mhm.
dizzying.
Okay.
It's just like
That
I'll
and the
just, like,
blood loss from getting shot.
That too.
I'll put like one arm on like Victor's like shoulder to sort of like turn him away from Genie a little bit, and then just look at like, did that contact of yours? Do you think they might know something because you mentioned them the last time, and just see if there's any reaction to that.
And you see he kind of like looks up for a moment and just goes, "Yes, well, if we make it out of here, I can always go check in."
But you said he left town.
Yeah, I still have his phone number.
Do I get any vibes of this? Would there
He
be any
seems to know what
company?
you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Okay,
There seems to be
good.
recognition.
Right, okay, good, okay.
Because it's
Oh,
definitely
okay.
Victor. I don't. Of course. This,
Right. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Yeah. Okay, knowing that Noah's just gonna be okay. Well, definitely don't split up anymore. That was a bad idea. We should have listened to Walt. Don't know what he was talking about, but should have listened to Walt.
Oh, and
Uh,
you haven't seen him in here.
Yeah. Wait, have you seen him?
I mean,
Is he not?
like I said, he got hit or knocked out or something, and
But
that's why I kind of want to search the place. I mean, I feel like somebody might have tied him up somewhere.
right. All right. Just we should go then. We don't. The longer we stay here, the more time we might be losing him somehow.
All right, I'll show them inside from some of the places I've already been.
Yeah.
And
The first
I
floor
guess.
is kind of like living room, dining area, kitchen, and it's pitch black in there.
Okay. I mean, I have a phone. I have a flashlight. I'll use it.
Yeah. You're muted. Nope, nothing.
Weird. The
Captions are working.
Yep.
This is always
Bad if I
fun.
do this one. If I take off my
Yeah.
thing. That's super weird. Don't know why that stopped. Nothing has changed with my mic. But I clicked off the source and back on it and it works. I was just saying a stupid bit that I think I pull out of my mini pockets a match book, and then I look at you with the flashlight and I'm like, oh yeah, that's smarter, and then pull out my cell phone.
Yeah.
You
Look around.
step in, that door shuts and locks behind you. And whoever was with you, whoever looked like Dr. Victor Earl, is gone. They just disappear in a blink of an eye.
Just look around like, Victor, what the fuck? It's like,
I don't like that.
Real Victor, you would hear this whisper. You are on the same floor.
you also did the door. Did you say the door locked?
Door locked.
We
Okay,
heard
so-
that.
real Victor is nearby.
You're close enough, like finishing up bandaging yourself, that you would hear voices calling out, Victor!
What?
Where'd you go?
You see this Victor like comes around a corner and his waistcoat is off and wrapped around his arm, which is noticeably not the case for the other Victor that you were just interacting with.
I think it takes Noah a second to clock that and just like,
And there is some blood that has soaked through, so it's very clear it wasn't like he turned around, quick
No.
changed, and then came out.
Yeah.
yeah.
Am I getting now a more familiar
much so.
vibe? Like,
Alright.
oh, okay. I had a weird feeling, and I should have trusted it. Okay, come here. And I'm just like linking arms with both of them. I don't know what's happening, but I think we
what
better
happened?
not let go of each other. There was a different you that brought us in here, and now we're locked in.
So that's why Walter attacked me?
He
Walter
He
attacked
what?
you.
Just holds up his arm and winces.
Okay, well, I mean, the good news is I don't think that was actually Walter, because the other one was definitely not you. Maybe, or
Mhm.
unless Walt set this all up.
Are
No,
you
he wouldn't
all
do
right,
that.
or are you?
Not smart enough for that.
Now, sometimes you said you were being shot at. Sometimes stress causes paranoid hallucinations.
Well,
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I mean, we got shot at. We didn't do that.
yeah. I mean, I don't think it was stressful. But
Yeah.
honestly, I have a lot of adrenaline right now. I don't know if a shock and stress has set in yet. I've seen worse.
I also don't know where my brother's. Where the fuck is my brother? He like looks at
Oh.
his watch like, oh, maybe should I?
Maybe tell him not to come. Maybe not bring more people into whatever's going on here.
But
There is technically a
Yeah.
revelation that you can do when you reveal something about the world and foreboding. It's you bring in another NPC.
I know,
you
I only have
introduce
one foreboding.
I only have one. Yeah, I couldn't do anything. So I
Yeah.
think at this point, Noah would have just quickly taken out his phone and just texted his brother, just like, never mind, and just stay home.
Well, would the two of you actually roll to encounter true horror? Have seen this creature that can apparently steal faces.
Right.
That's true. That's true. Do we add things to that, or is it just
Just 2d6.
Nope, just
and
let's see.
after you roll, you'll add one horror.
It's an
7.
8 for me. Yeah, an 8 for me.
Identical. So you can both choose one of the following. You either notice something useful in your moment of fear to gain a clue, or you spot an opportunity and either put yourself or someone else in danger to take advantage of it.
This is a
Oh.
capture fear. Maybe. Oh, you go. You pick first.
I'll spot an opportunity and I'll put myself in danger. But before, like, depending on what dangers he would have, as he sees that, he would have done a quick prayer first.
To the mother.
And maybe because like of
Yeah.
our bond and everything, maybe we kind of react to the same thing of
Yeah.
where Noah's putting himself in danger, and then I notice something useful, like a clue or a door shutting or movement or something. So it's like Noah moves out of the way, and I'm like, that way something's going on, you know?
I have a very good idea that I feel is going to be very clear. In that the two of you start walking, and you can feel Walter, sense Walter, and there's a moment where you're kind of guiding everyone, and then Noah takes a step and just sinks, and then it's thud, 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 down the stairs. Finally hitting the bottom floor, you stare up and you see the others, looking down the stairwell at you, while Walter hears someone just hitting that first step, and then the 5th step, and then the 10th step, and then the 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th steps.
Just
Well,
like
hey there,
increasingly.
Noah.
Fuck.
It's lovely to join. Yeah, just sitting here having a good old time. What's up with
Well-
you?
Well, what the fuck is this?
Walter has a
Everything hurts.
nice
Ah.
bloody gash, on his temple, and is just tied to a chair.
Mhm.
I cannot sit for like the next 2 weeks because of my tailbone.
Elbows erect.
Yeah, just gonna get like, oh.
I might be misremembering, but I don't think you ever actually had me roll to face horror or something.
I didn't.
Wasn't there- Yeah, because you said we'll come back to that.
Yes, absolutely. Would you like to roll to encounter true horror?
I really super would, because I feel like Walt is not in his right mind right now.
I'll even let you add the +1 to this if you'd like.
Which +1?
So normally you gain a horror afterwards, but I'll let you gain it before you roll if you'd like.
Oh, sure, why not? I'll take a hindrance. Fuck yeah. All right, so that will be 6.
6. You gain a foreboding, but nothing
Ooh.
else.
All right. Yeah, so there's definitely some horror, panic in his eyes, and he's just a constant stream of dialogue. When he gets nervous, he's just like, "Oh yeah, yeah, watch out for that first step. It's a doozy."
And Noah is also at this point just anxious, shaking a little bit, but also at the same time sees that that Walt's also the same way, and will go over and grab his shoulders and be like, "It will be okay. We'll figure out a way to get out of here. Okay, just what happened?"
Well, I guess, yeah, what happened?
Yeah.
Going
Do I
back in
remember
time
anything?
just a little, I'm actually gonna have you roll a face peril as well. As you took that
What?
blow. Yeah,
Me? Okay. Sorry.
it's all good.
All right. Oh, can I invoke tags for this?
Yes,
Or
absolutely.
yes, I can. Let's see. Boy, none of these really fit being hauled into a garage and banged across the head with an old shotgun, do they?
You mean you don't have a tag called good at getting hauled into a garage and banged across the head with a shotgun?
No, I'm even looking at one of my tags, and I feel like this positive tag of handsome would be a negative in that particular situation.
We'll just temporarily remove handsome.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Oh, no. I can do people feel sorry for me. I imagine he pulls it just slightly. Like, he's just like, I mean, he still wails on me, but...
Works for me.
Yeah, because then that brings my roll to a 10. And then whatever negatives you want to throw out.
Good with that?
Okay.
So you choose one. Your experience and your success at it affects you for the better. You gain a positive tag. You find something that gets you out of the situation safely. You gain a positive tag, such as an axe, a Dakota ring, or you reveal a connection with an NPC who helps you out.
Is Heidi here?
Heidi might be Deity.
Yeah.
Oh, I can certainly offer a suggestion.
Yes, please. I'm just like stuck in my mind because we've already sort of done parts of a scene that are happening after this, and yeah.
I am more than happy to say that since you've been down here, your eyes have adjusted to the dark and you've had plenty of time to scan this scene and find pictures of people in the town just plastered up all over the place, and some of them are crossed out. Rick, Heidi, Jeannie's picture is up there. It's Noah's, so is Victor's, so is yours.
Trude should also be up there.
So then which one is that? That would be...
That would be... your experience success at affects you, so you gave a positive tag, so you would have an understanding, I would say, of this creature's abilities. That all of these people that you've been investigating so far, you'd know that they've all been dead for a while. They've all been killed, and yet this, whoever or whatever this is, has been basically just impersonating them at different times.
Okay. So then can I have a slight scene, I mean, just describe, that at some point I sort of start coming to, and I hear the good doctor upstairs, and the creature in front of me just looks at me, smiling as it turns into me, and walks upstairs.
Yes.
I love it.
And so I have that positive tag, and I do not trust Noah right now. I mean,
Yep.
yeah, it fell down the stairs, and if my logic brain was working better, I might, like, add that one up. But, like, who are you? Don't touch me.
Okay. What? It's Noah. You know me.
Prove it.
How?
You figure it out. I'm the one speaking Irish suddenly.
That is so hard. Your accent changed. I think I am like whispering down to like, did you find him?
Oh, do I
Are
have
you all
wounded?
right?
Do I have wounded?
No.
I'm happy to take it. Okay.
Because you rolled 10 or higher on Faith Peril.
I'll just like hear Genie like, I found him, I think, and then look back at like back at Wol, because I think at this point would I also have put two. I also know that there's like we're two victors and that there's something weird, so I also back up a little bit from Wold. And you're like, why didn't you prove it first that you're Wold?
Well, you would also see that that Noah's picture up on the wall is not crossed out.
Oh, right. Well, but mine isn't.
Yours would now be crossed out.
You're not dead yet.
Yeah.
Not dead, but
Yes.
it can turn into you.
Right. Okay.
I guess by that same tone, Victor's would also be.
All right. I'm still like not super trusting Noah because maybe it just
Fair.
hasn't come back here yet to cross off the picture. But
Okay.
at a certain point, it's like I'm gonna die, so I might as well. And it's like, well, I don't really know how to like tie myself up like this, but so it's me. Are the others with you?
Yeah, they're upstairs. We thought we were talking to Victor, and then somehow he disappeared, and then he was in the room, but he was wounded, and then I fell down the stairs. So I'm not really sure what's going on, other than that it's a bit weird.
I'm like sticking my head down. I'm not leaving
Yeah.
this doorway though. I am not letting us all get locked down here. But I'm like, you're good.
Yeah.
I don't exactly know what it is. I don't know if it is Doyle, but it can certainly become Doyle. But this thing can take on the images of other folks. I don't really know how, but I think if it got me, but it doesn't have you, it hasn't like attacked you, right?
No, it hasn't. The only thing that's attacked me is these fucking stairs.
And you said it's been Victor. Did Victor get attacked by it?
Yeah. He's bleeding. He's got his something. I think it's his waistcoat wrapped around his arm.
I think it can only become someone if it maybe has their blood,
Oh.
because it certainly has mine.
Oh. Okay. Or right. Let's get you out of here first, and I
Yeah,
don't have
yeah.
anything sharp on me to untie him, so I'll just help him up and like.
I mean, you have the
as long as
strong trait. Just tear it apart. It's fine.
I don't have the, yeah, Victor's had
Oh,
the
my
strong trait.
wrists!
Yeah. And I'll just take him up and she'll be like, it's okay. As long as there's soil beneath our feet, we're fine. We're protected. It's fine. He just like takes him up the stairs carefully. Also, like Noah's walking a bit of difficulty at this point because of the fucking yeah.
How
Just like
would
take
you,
him up the stairs, so the others like.
how would you feel about a temporary negative trait of a limp?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That makes total sense.
Is there anything else down here of interest, or is it just the hundreds of pictures? Or
Why don't we do an investigate?
Alrighty. Well, I'll do an investigate. I would like to tag that I know what they are, so and also, does my eidetic memory? I mean,
I'd say so,
it's
yeah.
not like a yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to tag anything?
Can I maybe the fact that I'm a priest and dabble into general like paganism and stuff like that and nature things, that maybe there would have any kind of books that I would have read that would have mentioned these kind of creatures.
I like that. Is that good? Ooh.
I think I'm gonna add one negative trait of it dark.
Fair enough.
Right. But mine does work for an extra.
So it's a +3 with a -1, so it's a +2 total.
Well, I just rolled boxcars, so
So
That would be a
yeah,
14 total.
you have your.
Oh.
What's the question that the main question that you're trying to get answered?
Fair enough. I mean, I guess at this point it's why. But I'll settle for the fuck about that book.
I mean, you could do both because you rolled so high.
Fair enough. Let's start with like why and why here. You know, like yeah.
The why would become pretty apparent pretty quickly as you're now more able to explore the basement and find these about 3.5 foot tall, we'll call them eggs. But they're very
nice.
soft to the touch, almost see-through.
Oh no.
Cover your faces. Could be a face hugger. Get out of here. Get out of here.
It's multiplying. It seems like it's intent on just taking over the town.
Let's burn the house down. Burn the house down.
Um,
Light a match. I have matches. It's been established.
You would also find the book. It is open. There are also printed out pages, all of which have kind of loosely been translated. If you've spent any time around Heidi, you would recognize the old school teacher's handwriting.
Yeah.
And it seems to be like a hiding ritual. Like something that that supernatural stench that Genie can tap into. It's at least what this little part of the book focuses on is getting rid of that, removing people's ability to track you off of your supernatural existence.
Damn.
It's not
looks-
good.
Looks like old Rick had quite a doozy of a book in here.
Do I see this at 2 at this point?
Oh,
yeah. Well, yeah. Maybe we should take the book and get the hell out of here. Because I don't want to find out what those egg things do.
Quick question. I'm fine if that was my 10 plus, if you showing us the egg and the book and all that. Was that all the 10 plus, or do I still have a question?
Is there more you'd like to know? By all means.
Now, yes. So the asking a follow-up question. So we've noticed the teacher's handwriting. Is she in on it, or is the creature able to use her skills? Is that
the creature is able to use her skills?
Okay, so then we now can sort of piece together that this thing can use anything that we know, and it knows everything about us.
Yep.
So me being like, Noah, prove it's you, does nothing.
That's why Victor was able to understand what Noah was trying to hint at. It knows everything that Victor knows.
Oh no.
Okay,
We gotta get out of here, guys.
real quick, everyone, and I'm just kind of gonna look around for like something like ash or something that like stains, some dirt, whatever. I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna like rub it on the palm of my hand really, really deep so that like it doesn't just brush off. And I'm gonna be like, everybody do this. I don't know how it can shape change exactly, but maybe if it doesn't know that we have this, it can't fake it. So if we get separated, we will show this when we find each other so that we know it's each other.
Smart. And Noah will also just grab dirt and just rub it in the palm of his hand. And the other two is still up, so upstairs. So
Okay, great.
So I think he will just like take a handful of dirt to carry up with it.
I'm like listening through.
Yeah,
We
it's
found
in
some
character.
shit down there. What is your...
Found dirt.
As
like,
as
"Hey!"
like
Yeah.
as I do that, assuming like Noah and I aren't like doppelgangered yet. Well, I mean, I guess between each other, but like with this weird thing. I also want to like really sneakily, hopefully without anyone else noticing, like put another mark on their clothing somewhere that like only I know or something. So if like Noah shows up and is like, oh, look, I have a thing on my hand, I can now see that there's like a mark on their jacket or not that like I also put there without them knowing it.
I would even
If
go
I'm
as far
taken,
as
we're
to
screwed,
say
but-
that you could just like mentally just tag them so that
okay.
like you could sense that tag, but it wouldn't be anything visible.
That they would know. Okay, perfect. Yeah, that works. I just want something that without, especially just no one thinking that neither of us have given it blood yet. I want to make sure there's something else so this creature
I'm-
doesn't know we've marked our hands, you know? Or
We
I'm
else
gonna
we do
add-
that.
I'm gonna add to that because Noah has a little bag with little charms that have like the little clover charms, and they're supposed to be in good luck. So he just takes out this little pouch and takes out 3 of them and hands everyone a little good luck charm. Be like, keep this on you, and if any one of us asks about it, just you can show it because I don't think they can replicate stuff that we have on us. I
I mean-
hope not.
Was my Walt wearing my clothes?
Yeah, but other than clothes.
Yeah.
Clothes make sense because they're part of appearance, right? So like, and also this is it's good for good
I
luck.
mean,
It brings the mother close to
I'm
you.
with you. I agree. I just mean like, I want us all to remember that these are not foolproof things. We also
Yeah,
don't
but-
actually know if it needs our blood. That's just sort of a
It's true. It's just
I
a
guess.
Yeah, but
a
it's-
theory.
Yeah, but it's good to try
yes,
anyway.
yes, definitely.
So,
It's
I just
Yeah.
wanted to check in. The goal is to just get out of here, right? Right?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what we're
yeah, we
doing
need
now is
to-
just leave this place,
What about
well,
gas
those
it, and go.
things?
yeah.
Gas it and go.
So yes, there's eggs in the basement, but it also had a couple of dozen of the townsfolk, including the sheriff. I'm just gonna. Is that okay?
That's why
Yes.
he was
Yeah.
being so weird.
Yeah. Yeah, and so like I don't actually know who we can like talk to. It could have also gotten one of those FBI agents.
I think we just need to destroy the eggs.
Well, sure, but
literally-
it can just lay more. And don't you think it's gonna be awful pissed off if we murder its eggs?
Yeah, but we
kinda-
I think if we can't kill it, it can just go somewhere. If we don't kill it and we just leave, then it can just reproduce, sneak anywhere. If it can get an FBI agent, then the whole country's fucked.
This is like that movie, the thing, something. It
Yeah.
Body snatchers.
them thing.
Them.
There's a lot of them. is
There's
the
a lot of
ants.
movies.
Yeah.
Them is the ants. The
Oh, they.
thing. I think that might be it.
Is it the one with the pool in the beginning?
No, it's like really cold. They're in like Antarctica.
Yeah, it's the
or
thing.
something.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's right. Is it the
thing,
thing?
Yeah, yes.
It's the thing.
Yeah, no, it's like that. But then if we destroy it now, we'll set them back. Like they might try again, but they have to start from scratch. So it might take them longer, and in the meantime we can figure out a way to actually properly defeat them.
Well,
At this moment, Jeannie, would you roll a face peril for me?
No.
No.
It is-
I refuse.
It is
No, I won't.
silent.
I close my eyes.
There is no indication that something's coming, so I'm gonna throw the tag of "It's dark" in.
Okay. Do I add tags to this?
Yep.
Medium. I can feel some things
Yeah.
happening. Am I getting the vibe this is bad? Is this the like pull the ripcord moment?
Yeah, you would say that.
Okay. Then I'm gonna do a couple of things. So I think the like weird like spidey senses mediumship tingling. We're gonna add that. Probably still with the no one would dare touch me. I feel like I'm just real wily with this. But then I think in this like stressful ass moment of like, I've been shot at. There's weird eggs of town people downstairs. I don't know what's happening. Who is who at this point? There's little like flashback, little moment of the last time I was in this much stress, as I was actively getting attacked by some sort of creature in the woods. And if anyone's looking, I don't know. I think there is like it probably starts as like a oh no, but then like turns into like oh no. Like it gets like real gravelly for a second.
I think Victor's
As,
standing right next to you.
Yeah. This is gonna be better. I mean, well, actually, Victor might not be surprised. And I'm gonna use my 3 humanity as we flash back to this thing that I've kind of been trying to hide, but have learned to embrace in certain moments as I fully transform into a werewolf. And I'm gonna move that negative tag over to a positive tag.
So I'm going to use the tag of it being dark and that people take you seriously.
They better.
They have total of plus
I
one.
just like, all right, yeah, and so yeah, just this kind of weird Spidey sense reaction of just kind of like when a cat poofs up, but when I poof up, I just turn into a wolf. It's very weird. And I turn around and slash. Those are double 6s.
You have your
Yes.
choice. I think we've used the your experience and success added affects you, so you get a positive tag. We've used that one, but you have the other 2 to choose from.
Okay. And this is, I'm sorry, this is Encountering True Horror?
This is
Actually,
Face
let me look
Peril.
at this one. Face Peril. Okay, so with an 11. So you said we've already done the first one? I guess you find something that gets you out of the situation safely.
I have the perfect one in mind.
Go for it.
You are bulletproof.
Yes, I am.
As
Absolutely.
these 2 agents have just snuck their way in the house, pulled out these long silenced pistols and took a shot, just an executioner style shot into Jeannie, who took the bullets, hit the wall, and then just starts growing into this monster.
She's allergic to bullets.
Victor, both
Yeah.
of these agents shout at you, "You run now! We've got it!"
Got
Wait,
what?
The agents are shouting at my friends?
Got what?
You don't see that thing? It's a monster.
It's
As they're
not
starting
the
to reload.
monster.
That's not. Yeah.
What are you talking about?
The monster is confused and tilts their head sideways, like,
The hell are you talking about? We've been tracking that wolf for days now. People keep disappearing. You tell me that there's not connected.
I can tell you it's not connected.
Prove it.
Go to the basement.
Look in the basement.
just growling.
Feather.
Not moving towards them, but growling.
Go, check it out, Sean. Like, he still keeps his weapon out, knowing full well at this moment that it would do no good.
Yeah.
The other one, like, slips past you
Smile.
while stares into the basement. That's coming back up. I think they might be telling the truth. Damn
Unless werewolves lay massive eggs, then yeah, I'm pretty sure we're telling the fucking truth.
it. What the hell's with the werewolf?
Shit happens!
Jesus.
Don't be discriminatory.
Against a werewolf?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Rude.
Wouldn't that make you like a furist or something if you were against a furry? Or maybe like you just gotta be kind here.
Now I'll tuck away the sidearms. Alright, so what the hell happened here?
Where do we start? There's clones.
How do we know it's them?
How do we know?
Yeah.
Like, just
Have you been separated from each other at any point?
one of them pulls up their sleeve, takes a blade out and cuts down their arm, and blood just starts pouring down their forearm.
Well, that seems unnecessary.
Yeah, we don't have any sort of
We just
knowing
that.
that works.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
eggs, that's from a shapeshifter. Shapeshifters don't bleed red blood.
How
Says a shapeshifter.
how do you know that?
Jesus. My brother and I hunt these things.
Not
No,
very
you hunt
well.
werewolves, apparently.
Oh wait, you're the Winchesters?
Oh, the Winchesters. No.
It's a good show.
I'm damn, and this
Nice.
is scene.
Jesus. There would be FBI agents in this moment too. All right.
Okay. Right.
And girl shrink back down.
Look,
Well, that
blood-
was really painful for just a quick little thing. I think you should maybe ask some questions before you go shooting ladies in the back.
Sorry. We saw the disappearances. We were asking around. We saw that you were a werewolf, we assumed.
That's real rude.
That's rude.
All right,
Maybe.
not to.
Yeah, maybe we should go outside.
You assume.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We
Makes
should
sense.
Uh-huh.
get out of here.
That's right.
Right.
Anyway, yeah, let's have this conversation not in the den of some weird monster that could become us. How about that? Do y'all have any gasoline? I have matches. We could just end this all right now. Though this is a good mansion, I don't know if they have a security system.
What? I'm just curious if, well, I mean, the creature was in this house, but like if we end the eggs right now without the creature being here, that might be the loss of our bait for the creature. Can we?
Well,
use
now
the
we know
eggs?
who's dead, at least.
Well,
Rest in
yeah.
peace. But so if we see, if we see the sheriff walking around, we know that's not the sheriff. Or if we see either of y'all or any of us and it's not us, then we know. Though that could cause some problems if we just go attacking like school teachers and sheriffs in the street with no one knows. No one knows what's going on.
Maybe it only gets the memories of the person from the moment they attacked it. So anything that happened afterwards, if we just have like a code word or something like that they don't know.
Wait,
Well, I guess I would know it if they had
Sean and Dam. What was with the blood in the alleyway then?
We thought that was a feeding site, but now that we know it's a
I think I'd
shapeshifter,
be that stupid. Anyway, go on.
after a while, after it takes so many forms, it has to let them all out. Then it has to start over. That's usually happens after it lays eggs, which means that for a moment it was vulnerable. It needed more hosts. And now that it knows that we're here and it knows that you're survived, this thing's probably long gone.
Why did it leave me alive? I mean, it
Great
could
question.
have. Well, fuck. I didn't mean that.
Let's go outside.
Yeah, let's.
I
Hi.
did it.
You can see that they did shut down the security system. Doors are now open. Sitting out front, one of them, pops the trunk open of this jet black Dodge Charger.
God damn it.
There's just shotguns, there's salt, there's oil, there's matches. I'm gonna go take care of those eggs. We'll hang out up here.
I think I'll come with you, or someone should go with you.
Yeah, we
want
still
to?
don't quite know who you are or trust that you're not that thing anyway.
Yeah, all right. I'll come with, and I just reach for one of the shotguns as well.
Don't touch my shotguns, alright? You don't touch another man's guns without asking.
All right. Can I touch your gun, sir?
You know how to shoot one of those things?
Sir,
You?
do you see the size of the town we in? Half of us have to hunt for our own food.
Alright.
I just pick up the
There's
shotgun.
lots of
I
elk out there.
break it,
I will
look
know.
at it, check everything, snap it back in place, and yeah, let's go.
And the two of
I'm
you
gonna kill his brother.
I'm still not convinced you're really you. Are you gonna
Me
kill him?
neither.
Because that would be great.
I don't know either. I'm waiting for a message from Hoop.
If our fade to black isn't you'll go to the basement, you shoot him in the head.
This might be telling, but I have already sent the person their message.
Oh no.
But yeah, the two of you return to the basement. He dumps the oil out, lights him up.
As he's doing that, I take another good glance at all of the pictures so that I remember.
He does grab the book before heading back
Oh,
upstairs.
good call. Yeah, I should have done that too.
Outside, standing with everyone, Victor looks fucking horrified. Let's get that out of the way first. He looks absolutely terrified. But he holds up his arm where there's now blood like soaking through his waistcoat that's wrapped it. He's just like, doesn't bleed red, then I'm safe.
Yeah.
And he looks towards everyone else except for the one who cut his arm. Like, I don't trust any of you.
I mean, that's. Do you want me to? Do you want us to cut her hand or?
Yeah. I mean, as I'm like
Um,
looking and away from the bad vibes of this house, like kind of cleansed from that energy, are all my marks still kind of this is
Yep.
the person?
Yep.
Okay. I mean, yeah, if that would help. Look at my clothes that are very black, and I'm like, okay, well, that first bullet wound, I could take bullets as a human, which is unfortunate for me. But
I mean, one of the bullets would have grazed me anyway from the beginning, right? So like, it's probably like a little bit of blood on my arm, and I just like show how it's like going through my blouse.
yeah, I'm just gonna like lift up my shirt. Yeah.
Okay.
But then
Right.
very quickly wrap back up because I ain't even let anybody touch my blood now.
Yes, yeah,
what's
like
this
no.
shit?
I've got like a little blazer and quickly put it back on and like
Yeah.
button it up. Yeah.
Mhm.
And just like he just like stands there like, if anyone wants, we can pray. Anyone would find comfort in that.
Yeah,
Offers a handout to
I've met
both
a
of them.
bunch of deities. Not impressed.
Well, this is not as much as a deity. This is just it's everything around us. It's the Mother Earth.
Right.
And you cannot deny that she exists.
Damn it! Let's go.
What show are you guys referencing?
Supernatural.
Supernatural.
Oh,
They just
okay.
switched the names of. I've never seen it either, but they just switched the names of the two main characters, like the first letter.
Yeah,
Um,
it's normally it's Sam and Dean. No, it's
Ah.
Sam and Dean.
and the dam would step out of the house. Yeah, it's all torched. Got a. The hell? I just had the book on me. Where'd your friend
Why
go?
are you alone? Where's Walt?
Just right behind me.
Oh gosh damn it. We got that thing cornered and it done juked us.
Oh no.
Takes out a scalpel. That he'd been using to pick a lock.
Randomly.
He had been using it to pick the locks.
Take out the corkscrew. You still got that.
Jammed into their arm still.
And which
I
one is
will-
this? Is this Sean or Dam?
I have a
And
little
looks at Dam,
pocket
just like-
knife.
Are you the one who went in there?
Cuts his arm. Red blood starts trickling down.
Again. And it wasn't Bolt.
Then where
He was
is Walt?
bleeding too though, wasn't he?
I don't. Well, it's torched. The thing is torched, right? You set it on fire. Looking at Dam, I think it was.
Yeah. Eggs are up at least, but either that thing's gonna hang around town as it knows it's got food here or it's already moving on.
Did you leave the fire on? Like, do we see any smoke
Oh,
or
yeah.
anything?
Sort-
Okay.
Pouring up from the basement.
Where the
Mhm.
fuck is Walt?
Where's Waldo?
Well,
Where's Walto?
Yeah.
at this moment, you can switch to a figure who kind of kept to the shadows as you were coming upstairs, and then slipped out the back door, and just darted off and shifting the skin of Walter now in its kind of gray, like alien-like state. It just watches from the tree. Takes a moment to just rub off the blood, the temple.
Great. How far in the woods how far in the trees is it?
Further than the human sight would be able to dictate. But that's not to say
Fair.
that further than a werewolf sight might be able to.
Which I did wolf out as he came out alone.
I'll give you one last chance to beat me in 2d6.
Oh.
Come on. Can I give a boost by just like doing a prayer or whatever, like a little encouragement?
I had a 1 and a 4.
I got a 1 and a 5.
Hell yeah.
Just for a split second, you see this figure just staring daggers at you. And then it just disappears.
I growl, looking that direction, and I just bust out through the woods. You know, look, I still risk taking. That's what got me into this situation. So I think you'll all watch as like on all fours, like terrifying werewolf run, just starts going after that path.
As the two brothers take this time now watching Genie take off into the woods, which this thing is elusive. It's able to change its scent on a whim. Well, you wouldn't find it, you're also positive it's still in town. That night, brothers would take you all aside, start explaining that they are indeed monster hunters, trained by their mother from a long line of monster hunters. And I feel like that is where we're gonna call this session to a close.
Did we ever
Yeah.
find real Walt's body?
Or his weird skin suit. Do I find a weird skin suit in the woods?
or like a striped sweater and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I had a message to Scott queued up and I never hit enter. Scott
didn't
didn't know any of that.
Yeah, otherwise I would have killed whoever it was with me in the basement. But yeah, that's
Lucky
okay.
bastard.
That's okay. That's hilarious.
I was
I-
protected by the mother.
I gotta know though. I gotta know.
Mhm.
Gertrude? Was she one of the
Gertrude's
pictures?
face on the picture?
Gertrude's
bitch.
picture wasn't up there.
That
She's
son of a
just-
bitch.
She's just a bitch.
I mean, there
He has no supernatural reason for being the worst. She's just the worst.
all of the major people in this town were up on that wall. Dozens of pictures. No Gertrude.
She organizes this whole
Yeah, she's
thing.
the orchestrator
Yeah,
of it
yeah,
all.
yeah,
She is on the center of every single one of the two brothers' boards.
Yeah.
yeah.
Why isn't she anywhere?
Well, with that, we do have a few questions to answer at the end. Is there a particular person, location, organization, or something that you encountered tonight that you're certain will be influential to this town?
Gertrude.
Whatever organized crime Gertrude's running. I mean, I feel like it's these brothers.
Yeah. I second that.
feels that feels like, you know, we got Bigfoot, we got ghosts, we got werewolves, we got weird shit.
But
feel
the
like there's
lighthouse
gonna be a lot.
keeper.
Yeah, that lighthouse keeper.
I think Gertrude's little knitting circle, though, you know, I think she might be the spider.
Look, they're important. They got the word out that we were snooping in like 2 seconds. Like that little chain of old biddies doing the gossiping.
Oh no, I was saying she's a cryptid. She's a spider. She's like a weaver. She's pulling all the strings.
I like it.
This, of course, is Damn and Scene Colt.
Yeah.
Is their normal name Colt or
Winchester. Just a different gun.
Derringer? Yeah.
But yeah, I'll add that to the tags of the town.
Love it.
Right.
Other than that, each player can pick one or more of the following. Describe the most emotional, significant moment in the game for your protagonist. If it scared them, gain a horror. If you think there would be effects from it that continue into the future, describe them and gain foreboding. If it became an obstacle, either through your own skill or help from another protagonist, describe how you did it and you don't have to go into extreme detail. This is just showing off the mechanics of the game. Because we were asked by the authors to show off their amazing game that is so much fun.
Yeah, this was so cool.
That's very cool.
Well, I'll start because I think what I went through was me apparently dying. So I'll take a horror for that.
But are you dead?
I mean,
When the spider gets going,
come on, I'm dead. If I'm not dead, I'm not alive. Like, there's nothing anymore.
Dead or worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me it was breaking my tailbone falling down the stairs. In complete darkness in a room full of eggs.
I think that's
I'll
fair.
take a horror for that.
Yeah, that's all right. I think, embracing the monster. I think that's a thing she's probably always tried to keep hidden, though apparently these Colt brothers know what's going on. But
I think for Dr. Earl, the most impactful moment was when he was peeking around from in the garage and fake Walt was acting strange. And that terror he felt of realizing something wasn't right. Because later on, finding out that it truly wasn't Walt, I think that he's going to gain a horror that's going to stay with him for the rest of his life. Just a sneaking suspicion that every time somebody does something strange, he's going to feel that in his chest again. Like, what if that's not actually them? What if they're coming to hurt me?
The negative tag of mistrusting or paranoid even.
Yes.
I feel like that's a wild, because sometimes that kind of stuff
That's a good point.
We'll give a wild card of paranoid.
I also have to say that I love watching you, Neb, play fake Victor, and I had a ton of fun playing fake Walt.
That's so cool.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was a fun idea.
Well, thank you all so much for being here and joining this game of Fear of the Unknown. This is a ton of fun. Thank you to everyone that came and supported us and watched us. Y'all were amazing. We heckin' love ya. I'm gonna throw the link for the game here in chat, so check it out.
Check it out. It was so fun to play.
It was.
like, this is gonna probably be my go-to. Just like, we want to play something, but what? Because it's just, you build the story and character creation can just
Yeah.
go. Like, I feel like this
Yeah.
would be really easy, especially if you don't go as like wild as we did to just sit down and like knock out in a couple hours. Like,
Yeah, I would
Absolutely.
totally down
Story.
to play this for my friends.
This is the
Mhm.
first Powered by Apocalypse game that I've really, really connected with and felt good about. Like, I played a few others and they just kind of like, okay, yep. But this
And
is
the fact that
awesome.
you get to like really tailor your character sheet.
Yeah,
a
and I
little
like
more
that there
as well.
wasn't like the character archetypes or whatever they call them in the other
Yeah,
ones.
yeah.
I like that.
Well, I do once again want to give everyone a chance to go around, tell people who you are, and if you're working on anything that people can check out, where they can find it. Well, again, go clockwise, starting from me. We are starting with Taylor.
Me. Hi, I am Taylor at _potato_ on the internet. This has been an absolute blast playing Genie. You can find me also over on Tuesdays and Fridays on 2000 Tales, role playing on YouTube. On Tuesdays, I think we're about to start a Vampire the Masquerade, but big gay dice game. It's all different fun games. We're taking a break from Masks while we prepare for season 2, so I think we have a vampire game coming, which I'm very excited for. I've never played it, so this will be very interesting. Then on Fridays, currently right now, I am running a Cyberpunk Red game over there on 2000 Tales as we take a break from Monster of the Week. And this is a very interesting Cyberpunk Red as it's taking place in the middle of the mountains of the Appalachia. Last night, my characters fought a werewolf. It's the theme this weekend. A ghost shadow person and a butterfly that shoots laser beams. So it's a little
Mothra.
different. Pretty much. It was just a small one. Yeah, go check that out. Otherwise, you can find me over on High Shelf Collective, where I run a lot of things behind the scenes. I'm not doing anything super active currently over there, but that is my home. And then, of course, here, as well as we are working on Apochromatic Unlimited. You can follow us over on Twitter. I just ran a Cyberpunk game for them that should be releasing soon. It is all a POC, ran, made, created, supporting zine. We just finished kind of the first steps of getting our first one out there made by all of us on the team. And then it'll be out in the wild. So go support that and all the wonderful people that are a part of that project.
Absolutely.
Nice.
All right, over to Anna.
Right, so I am Anna, and I'm usually a comic and tabletop roleplay writer, and occasionally I appear on streams of different groups, because apparently I don't have a permanent home, and I really like invading people's space in that kind of sense. So yeah, that's if you want to follow me anywhere, Peculiar Planets, I'm pretty much that name on every platform. If you want to keep up with what I'm doing and see when I'm next going to be appearing on someone's stream.
Beautiful. Then down to Scott.
Well, my name is Scott. I'm not on a lot of the social media type things, but beyond that, I'm having a blast being on a bunch of stuff here with the Lost Caravan. And like I said before, if you are in the Twin Cities and you like alcohol, I make that stuff. Look up Bumbling Fool's Mead. And if you mention the Lost Caravan, I'll happily get you something for free. You know, get you tasting things. You know how it is. Yeah, and I since I don't have a ton of stuff to talk about in here, I just want to say how amazing all the players in this community have been, how wonderful and accepting, and just it's pretty heckin' cool how great these folks are. So yeah,
It's a good place.
it's a good place. Yeah.
All right, over to Neb.
Yeah, I'm Neb, or at least that's what I go by online. I am on Twitter at a saxophone, and I am on TikTok where I make TTRPG related content at Lesser Known Cryptid. This is actually my first time being in like a full like actual play on stream. I've been in one streamed game before, but it was more of like a one shot that we decided to stream. So this was a super fun opportunity for me, and I'm always looking for more stuff to be a part of. And I'm also looking to get into like audio editing. So if anybody's trying to get started and like a podcast and they need an audio editor, let me know.
Absolutely.
Audio's so rough.
Yeah,
I
I've
feel
done
you.
film I did film for a while.
Oh,
so.
nice. Yeah, I was doing audiobooks for a good long time, and it was just like I can't handle this editing.
I also do the film thing, so I'll let you know when I need the audio things because I hate doing the audio things. I like the visuals.
I, of course, have been Andrew, your Oracle for today, because that's what it's called in this game. I had so much fun. This is a beautiful storytelling game. Go check it out. And at the bottom of it, it has like alternate rules and alternate settings, and there's just so many suggestions, and it just walks you through so many steps of the game, so many different stories you can tell. It is so beautiful. We're definitely going to play this again because this is so much fun. But yeah, I think that's it for us. Go check them out, their drive-through RPG. And
Can I ask that anyone else that plays it, please put Gertrude in and tell us how horrible she is in your game. Is she the big bad or is she just obnoxiously annoying?
Both.
All you need to know is her pies taste store-bought, but she won't tell you that.
Also, we didn't know this, but there's actually a Gertrude mentioned in the rules,
There
just as like
is.
an example thing.
Oh yeah,
So
that's right.
Gertrude is even like canon within the book. So
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, well, tomorrow we have a game of Spire, which is going to be run by me, which is in the same universe as the Heart, the City Beneath game, if you've ever played that. It's very cool, so come check it out. But that's all I got. So I'm going to throw a raid over to our friends at the Lollygaggers, who are just a beautiful bunch of nerds. And, yeah. Yes, with that, I'll say be good people, do good things, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
yay.